Everyone, I'm here. Hi, good to see you all. My name is Fenway Jones, also known as Fenway the Teen DM from Jasper's Game Day, the charity we are here this week to support. Thank you everyone so much for what you have done so far this week and what you are going to continue to do because you all are fantastic. We raise money for suicide prevention and awareness through gaming, and with the help of Meeples and Dragons and our roleplay, we are doing a charity event this week called Jasper's Game Week, and I am super excited to be here.
Yeah, and you guys are all probably sick of seeing my face this week, but you all know me as Saz from Meeples and Dragons. And seriously, guys, thank you for turning up for another day of this. We have already gone well beyond our halfway mark. We're only about 1.5K away from our fundraising goal of 5,000 already this week, and that's just amazing, you guys. You're all amazing. I have no other words to describe you all. So this game today, we actually have a sponsor on board. Thank you so much, Syrinscape, for sponsoring this game. Syrinscape is the award-winning sound design app that brings immersive background sound and a movie-like soundtrack to your tabletop gaming experience. With Syrinscape, you'll conjure every aural landscape imaginable, from ethereal forests and stony shorelines to dank vermin-filled dungeons. Syrinscape is the go-to tool for an RPG experience unlike any other. Don't forget to check out Tiltify, guys, for ways to donate, impact the game. There'll be more giveaways coming up, so keep an eye on chat for those. And this game's going to be run by Dungeon Master Dead Aussie Gamer. You're all in for a treat today.
I cannot wait to watch this one, and I hope you all can't wait either.
Have fun, everyone!
Bye, everyone!
G'day guys and welcome. My name is Michael. I am the Dead Aussie Gamer and welcome to Ardent Roleplay's Jasper's Game Day event. Guys, if you don't know what this is, Jasper's Game Day is a wonderful charity that creates an opportunity for you guys and us to generate money for a wonderful cause, all in the aid of suicide awareness and prevention. We are trying to use games to bring new, wonderful, and amazing things to light for people who really need it. Because sometimes, things are hard and we need help. Then that little extra help can come from you guys today through your charitable donations. Joining me is a wonderful group of amazingly talented role players who are here for a wonderful game that they're about to embark on. And let's go around and introduce our wonderful group. Now, I don't know what order we're in, so I'm going to point to somewhere, and hopefully I'm pointing at someone, and they will introduce themselves. Ha! Huh. Oh, huh. Is there? No?
No.
Does anyone know where we go?
No, the other side.
Other side? To that side?
No, other way.
No, the first one you did was correct.
Yeah, that's what
yeah. Hi.
Yeah, there we go.
That's me.
Oh no, it's different on everyone's screen.
Is it?
No, he's doing it off the
stream,
overlay on the stream.
On the stream.
Yeah, that's me. Hi. Yeah, I'm Shaun Sunday, also known as Brainbeast Studios. I write comics, I make stuff for D&D, and I'm really excited to be here today and play with all of these people. I've played with some of them before, and others I've been waiting to play with for years.
Yay! And moving down the line, that will be, of course, none other than the wonderful, the amazing, the talented MTD Jake.
Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and I am super excited to be here. Not a lot of people know this, but in 2019, Fenway and I and a couple other people got together and said, hey, what if Jasper's was a week-long event? And we made that happen in 2019, and we did it again and again and again. And last year, all of these wonderful people on the other side of the world started joining in on the fun. And so it's so exciting to see how much Jasper's Game Week has grown and continues to just be a bastion of good in the gaming world, and super excited to be able to play with such amazing people, some new people I've never met before, and a couple of you that I've known for a couple of years, and this is the first time we get to play together. I know Shaun and I have been, and Michael and I have been wanting to play together for a long time, so yeah, super excited.
Hell yeah. Next on down the line is well, actually quite a familiar face to me and my channel. None other than the delightfully talented AJ Winters.
Hi. Soon we'll have Jasper's Game Month, I think is the next step, right?
Then Jasper's Game Year.
D&D.
Oh wait, that might be too far. Yeah, D&D all year.
Hi, I am AJ Winters. I am a content creator, world builder, and dungeon master from Australia. You can find me at Winter's Tales, where I make videos and do cool things in my own fantasy world that I'm creating. I'm so keen to be here today. I know I've been in quite a few of Dag's games, but this one's going to be interesting, I think, and also for a great cause. So pumped.
All right. Next on down the line, we have a wonderful contributor to our adventure today. This is none other than Critical K, playing the role of Chadvin. G'day, K. How you doing?
Doing fantastic and very excited to explore. So yeah, I'm K. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm on the Bird app at Critical K with 2 Ks. And I'm excited to be playing Chadvin P. Fullerton, Halfling Paladin.
Very cool, very cool. Now, heading down the line, we have, of course, Wabba! We have Wabba Jack Wagon as the character of Noi. Now, for those of you who don't know, Wabba Jack is probably one of the most notorious members of mine, Robert Hartley, and the Dreaded GM's chat. Very, very familiar face to us. But this is the first time we're seeing Wabba's face, and I gotta say, I'm very, very happy to have you here. I'm not gonna lie, I've prepared something very special as both a thank you for all your support to all of our channels, and also a bit of a revenge because you know what you've done. You know what you've done. Introduce yourself and tell us about the wonderful character you got lined up.
Hi, I'm now slightly more afraid than I already was. Hi, I'm Wabba, or Wabba Jackwagon, as some folks would know. No, I am not. I go by she, her. The Jack does confuse people. And kind of as Dag alluded to, I am just some rando who likes to spread a little bit of chaotic good everywhere that I go. So, all of these awesome creators right here, you guys are great people.
Aww.
Thank you for letting me join.
And last but certainly not least, rounding out our wonderful group here is none other than Zach Rules, which I mean, I presume by the name that you are Zach, and that you're now also playing a character called Zachery. So presenting Zach from Zach, playing Zach.
Hello, I'm Zachery Naldrick, he, him. I can be found on various social media places at Zach Rules. The ones you go there and find Zach Ruiz, try Zach Rules Dice, or I'm just not there. Sorry, Snapchat.
All right, fantastic. Now, first of all, before we begin, we want to give a special shout out to the front of house, Ardent Roleplay, a wonderful group. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Now, in addition to that, if you would like, please check out some of the stuff that we're going to be using for today's stream. We are going to be using a couple of different things. We have Fantasy Grounds all queued up, and we have some Sirenscape all queued up for sounds and cool sound effects as well. But we'll have to see if we can get them communicating properly with the front of house today. Otherwise, please go check those things out. Now, for today's game, there are ways that you guys in the audience can come behind the GM screen and influence the course of the game as we play today. This is all proceeds will be going to the donations for Jasper's Game Day, so do generate responsibly, generate kindly, and let's see what we can do. Is there a command that we have in chat for... Boom. Let's see what this does. Donate. Do the thing.
Yes.
Yes, there it is. So if you follow the donate link, you can get a number of cool, wonderful, and amazing incentives that will be available for you. Now, for today's incentives, we have the following. For $5, you can donate and generate what is called a hero point. In my world, hero points are used to not only give advantage to players the same way that inspiration will, but they can also be used to ignore a death blow. They can also be used to petition the GM for random wacky nonsense. Now, we all in the GM seat have seen this before. A player will say, I want to have 3 actions to do a backflip and cast Scorching Ray off a chandelier so he can hit the giant in the head, then sock him in the jaw. This cool stuff is awesome, and I want to do that. Hero points are how we do so. For $20, you can grant a natural 20, because why roll a 20 when you can just have one? For $30, we are going to go with a group heal. Oh, we already have a group heal and $20 for a nat 20. So Wabba, you gain, I think, let me check this out. Oh, and I'm supposed to also say all donations are in USD. So just be aware of that. So $20 for Wabbajack. That means, Wabbajack, you start off with a natural 20. Now, going back to the group heals. Group heals, 10d6 gets rolled. Of those 10d6, the amount then gets divvied up among the group evenly as best it can, unless someone wishes to sacrifice their portion to someone else. $50 brings us to a Wild Magic Surge. Now, Wild Magic Surges are a little bit more expensive on my show because Wild Magic Surges on my game are quite large and game-changing. So we don't have little things that like change you purple or summon butterflies. We have stuff that creates a 3-headed hetatonkerous undead troll that then comes and stomps on people. Stuff like that. So those ones are a big one. And for the $100 dues, actually it's not dollar dues, it's $100 US. But $100, we are going to be dropping boss monsters. That's right, $100, and a boss will be summoned to the middle of the encounter in order to ruin everyone's day. All right, so without any further ado, thank you to my players, thank you to the audience, and let us begin. Our adventure starts in a small outpost on the outskirts of a wintry and cold forest. It is the height of the winter season near the Boneleaf Fen, about 2 days south of the elven village Jurgastal, about 3 or 4 days west of Ilexbra. In the lands known as the Iceborne Furrows, our heroes have set up camp in order to prepare for their journey. Your minds go back to a small, cozy little fire where an elder from a village spoke to you. Every year, during the winter solstice, when the moon is at its highest and a pale blue, we send the young from our villages into the Boneleaf Fen in order to slake the demons that rise from the grave and attack these towns. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Why would you send the children to go do such a thing? Well, don't worry about that. The children are more than capable. You see, skeletons, they lack muscle mass, you see, and they can't swing very hard. And zombies, well, they're in this kind of weather, they're laden by frost and can barely move. They're not a danger at all. I mean, some that are quite large can accidentally fall on a child, but the snow is soft and it's more of a coming-of-age thing, if you follow my meaning. Anyway, the night of Winter White was 2 days ago, and, well, by now we should have seen at least some of the young kids returning, whether or not it's because they were tired or perhaps because there was just no more undead to find. But, some of the parents are starting to get worried, and I've been asked to send a group to go and look into what may have happened to our children. I'm still certain that they're all right and probably just off enjoying their freedom for the first time, as such with the festivities, and have simply forgotten the time. But, parents being parents, and we couldn't surely send members of the village lest we embarrass these poor children. So, I have gathered a small tithe for you, which will be here upon your return, once you have found out what has transpired in the Boneleaf Fen. Looking for your approval and bearing you the mark of right for the reward. The first person that is approached is a small goblin. Toblin, please describe yourself and anything you would like to say to the elder.
How's it going? You having a bit of trouble, mate, with your missing kids?
Yes, I just explained that. It was, children, forest.
Yeah, sounds like a bad day. So...
Well, 2 days. They've been gone 2 days now.
Yeah, but you're dealing with it now. So Toblin the Goblin is about 5'2", with a blue mohawk and a little leather jacket. Maybe 5 foot. He's unusually tall for a goblin, but he's very short compared to a person. He's got a little leather jacket on with one sleeve ripped off, and it's more of a bolero crop top sort of deal. Blue singlet on underneath, and some fancy leather pants. And over his shoulder as he walks up to greet the elder is a small, brown, joyously flapping, fairy-winged platypus.
The tiny platypus, as it begins to do small circuits, lands on a nearby table where sitting across from said floating creature. I don't know, it's a mammal or bird. It's a murd, a mammal.
It's Filbert.
It's Filbert. Is a large dragonborn. Beside him, a hefty pair of weapons, as he has a large tankard in front of them. McGrunden, can you describe your character and your response to the elder?
McGrunden is a towering 6'8", 350-pound, red-scaled dragonborn. In this cool weather, I think, as with every exhalation of breath, a thick plume of steam comes out of his nostrils, and even his very scales seem to subtly and quietly hiss with every snowflake that lands on him. Although that could just be him just hissing. In response to Toblin, McGrunden just says, I see no reason why we should worry after only 2 days for the children. Where I come from, children are often sent out for months at a time. But this is your custom. And so be it.
Yeah, I think we should probably give him a hand, mate, because, I mean, look at you. You're a big bastard, ain't you? I imagine your kids are pretty tough. But
I
these
know
humans
who my father
and
is.
elves are a bit squishy. So they're not quite as durable as you scaly fellas.
Yes.
As you say this, the old man smiles. Above him on the fireplace is what looks to be, originally you think it's maybe the oar of a longship. However, you quickly realize it's actually a sword. In this region of Jurgastal, the ice mages of the Iceborne Furrow were very, very wary of the elves due to the fact that these elves have no magic, but have the strength of giants. But they do have he does say, yes, the fearing our children might be in danger is maybe a bit too presumptuous at this point in time. But nonetheless, I, as the elder, want to ensure that my people feel safe and secure. I mean, likely you will show up and you'll just find a bunch of rowdy kids who have found some fermented apples and just kept to themselves. But at the very least, I can put their minds at ease knowing that someone is looking into it.
I lean over and just sort of elbow Toblin. Sounds like we might find drunk children.
Pretty much. As you sorry, did you elbow the person next to you?
Yeah.
Excellent. As you elbow what looks to be a very, very lithe and very, very elegant looking Air Genasi, AJ, would you be so kind to describe your character?
Sure. Your elbow somewhat like passes through this person, like not greatly, but just slightly, and it's a little uncomfortable. She sits there in beautiful white flowing robes with this very long, unruly bluish white hair, very pale skin, and she does not even notice the elbow. She's currently like feeding the platypus little bits of bread and things from a tiny, tiny little pouch in her hands.
Well, I just think it's wonderful. We should definitely go and save the children.
As she says this, feeding the very, very happy looking Filbert as he's. Have you ever seen a platypus eat? By the way, has anyone? No. It's basically they dig their beak into the ground and they just shake from side to side, and it's just. Yeah. Seriously, Google it. It is the most adorable thing in the world.
I'm sure.
Imagine a hyperactive duck with no neck.
Yes. Yeah. Well, exactly. That's very on point. Okay.
Almond is giggling like a Disney princess every time she feeds the platypus, and doesn't really seem to be paying too much attention to the actual conversation going on.
Okay. Next up, we have seated on a slightly different table, but still adjacent to the old man, is a very heavily armored-looking figure. Kay, could you describe Chadvin?
Yeah, so he's very heavily armored, but what you'll notice that as a halfling, there's like a couple of really plush pillows underneath him to make up the difference in height for his chair, so that he actually is facing everyone else, and he's in pale green armor. There's a large sword next to him, inscribed in filigree with a symbol of the dragon Bahamut upon it. And the 2'8", he's got blonde hair, green eyes, wispy tanned skin, as if perhaps he comes from some kind of island climate much different than this one. And you'll notice his hands, one of the few parts that aren't heavily armored right now, are a little shaky as they grasp a warm mug.
All right. And what say you, you master? Do you wish to help us as well? I know that the armor that you wear may not necessarily be susceptible, may be appropriate for moving through the winterlands, but the elves have some oils that we can apply and would offer greatly for free if you would consider a journey through the winter.
Of course, oils or no oils, I will do such a thing. If there are young ones in danger, they must be attended to.
Wonderful. As a smile creeps over the old man's face, a person entering in after potentially finding the wrong location. It's about maybe the fourth bar that Noi has visited, but everyone's been so friendly, and people have like offered food and wine and celebration. Everyone's really, really pleasant. You kind of open the doors as this snow comes in. What do people see as Noi enters the room?
So coming into the room here is satyr with just most of what you can see kind of looks like a child at first glance, with a really big oversized scarf. They're kind of like having to move past all the things they're holding to get so that they can talk and see to everybody. Big billowy clothes on a tiny figure, just a bit over like 5 foot, 155 pounds, slender little thing, and then just these big ram horns, just on a messy mop of hair, just holding a book, a horn, a drinking horn. There's a bit of meat somewhere over here, and then on the back, they've just got strapped on them just a big old drum, the biggest drum that looks, it's probably too big, and somebody has told them they should not put that on their back.
Quickly, about two barmaids start making their way over towards you and helping you, sort of with all of your stuff, like putting it on table and the like. So just let us. Can we take any of?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm so late. You guys haven't started the feast, right? You guys haven't started the feast. Am I late for the feast? Sorry, I'm the drummer. Drummer.
The feast. I'm sorry, the feast has been somewhat delayed. We've got a little bit of an issue. You see, the feast is to take place once the children arrive, but unfortunately, they seem to be running a little late.
Oh.
He means they're missing.
Probably drunk.
Oh, so there's drunk missing children missing the party. Okay.
Yeah, they're already shit-faced. They've been doing pre-drinks for days.
Miss out on all the fun. Okay. Where are these children? Just, we definitely should tell them to stop.
Oh well, these frolicking children are currently in the Razorbark Forest, and I'm just about to ask these fine people to go and seek them out. Perhaps my traveling minstrel, you would also be interested in helping us out as well. I can offer you not only a fair wage, but if you are here to perform, I can ensure that you have the grandest of stages for your performance.
Oh, you don't got to tell me twice. Immediately starts putting everything back on.
Okay, just putting all this stuff back on. Next up is a large, heavy-set creature that enters slowly behind. Now, Noi is, probably, like, how tall is Noi?
5?
About 5?
Average-ish.
About, yeah,
for
okay.
a human.
Yeah. Looming behind Noi, because you now notice that the snow has stopped pouring in, is this quite impressive figure. This is a large bovine-shaped being. Zach, could you describe your character, please, as you enter?
So Zach Rules is his coat, his fur is all black, and he's got a red nose presumably from being out in the cold. It's probably not always as pinkish as it currently is. Stands about 6.5 feet tall, but then his horns stick out for another to the sides by about 1 foot and then go up, adding another 6 or 7 inches. So his horns are about as wide as his shoulders are. And he is wearing purple leather armor that has a bunch of little knickknacks and things hooked onto it like you might use to if you were going fishing.
Very cool. Now you're here, Zach, to Zachrul, to lodge a complaint. You see, you live peacefully in the Bone Leaf Fen and have spent your time among the Razorbark trees. Like you're aware of the undead. There's also nature here. There's also animals. There's also beauty, and a group of incredibly rude and rowdy elves just barged through and knocked over a ton of canstones in your field. They've left broken glass and bottles everywhere. There are long streamers of leather fish guts that have just been strewn over the trees. It's a mess, and you've come to make a very firm complaint.
Who do I talk to about the elves running amok in the forest?
Well, I would be the person to speak to. My name is Elder Silas. Is there something the matter?
They have no respect for nature. They are knocking over creations that beings have lived in the forest for generations, have helped build. They are bringing in quite frankly, just junk.
Oh, my goodness! Have you've seen the children?
As they ransack through where Bone Leaf Fen, yeah.
Oh, this is wondrous news. I mean, not about them ransacking. That's awful, and they will be reprimanded for it. But no, it is wonderful. You see, we've been trying to track them down ourselves and bring them home, and some of the parents have been worried sick. These adventurers here, they're about to embark on a quest to go and retrieve them. If you know where they are, perhaps would you be so kind as to escort and show them the way?
I can do this.
Oh, thank you so much, and please, if you can return them, I will ensure that they will never step foot in the sacred lands of your people again. I'm still actually kind of torn away. They were told where not to go, and well, if they've already headed off the beaten path, then who knows what other kind of trouble they're getting into. At this point, we now cut back. Before we do so, however, we have some rewards to give. All right, so here we go. We have a wild magic for Jake. Blessings of the sheep plant be with you. A hero dice for AJ and K. We then have a hero point for each player. Okay, so this is coming from D20, hi D20, and NVCDM, two wonderful performers who have already been here on Ardent. We then have a $20 donation from Lee for Shaun, who gets a nat 20. We have an anonymous donation for another natural 20 for Wabba. We then have no player name, but we have a nat 20 from Astra. Because it's an unnamed one, I'm going to take it. Unless someone claims it, it's mine, and the bosses will have it. And lastly, Goblin Katie. Goblin Katie, are you in there? Hi, Katie. Gets a nat 20 for every player. There you go. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have the memory of a sieve, so I hope you guys are remembering this, and I will trust you and the VOD that I will review later on to judge you critically.
I'm using this for my hero point.
Nice. All right. So let's resolve this wild magic super quick, shall we? Could I get Shaun? Could I get you to roll me a percentage, please?
You sure can.
All right.
That's a 20.
Oh, just a flat 20? I like 20s.
Yeah.
20s are good. 20s are good. Let's have a look here. Big chart. Okay, there we go. All right. I need you to roll another D percentile. This is for a 50% chance of other shenanigans. What'd you get for your percentile? The second one?
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, second one.
Forgot about that one. Double zeros.
Oh, that's 100. Okay, so that's good. Actually, this is gonna be insane. Okay. So as you are embarking on your quest, the journey is long, and like I said, takes a couple of days before you find a camp belonging to the children. Along the way, however, Toblin, you find a small group of mushrooms that you decide to eat. Why you decide to eat them, we have no idea. But upon eating them, your body starts to swell and grow as large growths begin to grow upon your person, then expand rapidly before a soft and squishy pop sees Toblin the Goblin expire. In his place, there are two Toblin the Goblins. They are perfect mirrors of each other, have the exact same personality, have the exact same alignment, and effectively you have now got a second entire Toblin the Goblin character. It is not a spell. It is not an illusion. They're just a second permanent Toblin.
Bloody hell. Philbert, are you seeing this?
Both Toblins say that simultaneously. Philbert looks at both of them and then goes and hides with Almond.
Hey, Philbert, it's just me. I mean, there's two of us, but it's still just me.
I will say, it is rather intimidating, especially when you talk in unison. It's rather creepy.
It is a wee bit disconcerting, especially for creatures such as this.
Yes,
Yeah.
it also bursts like a boil.
Yeah, that bit was a bit creepy. I mean, it's good I can give him a good, 1-4 punch in the nads if we come up against anyone a bit taller, but the popping wasn't the best. That was pretty uncomfortable, I'm not going to lie.
I find it quite handy that we have a spare should we lose you.
On that note,
I can't fault you there.
on that note, we find ourselves now suddenly in a large outpost. The sounds of clashing and battering against a large wooden door erupts from everywhere. You are frantically moving to try and use pieces to board up the gate as undead move and start banging against the barricades. This is the outpost that you had managed to find, and you had managed to locate at least the first of the locations that the children had found. However, what you didn't expect was such a large group of the undead to suddenly and very abruptly emerge, attacking the walls as you speak. Now, I believe that everyone should be able to see the map on screen on the Ardent page. If not, let me just give you guys a I'll send you screenshots. Why not? There we go. All right, there it is for my players. It will show up in Discord in just a moment. All right. So, what would you guys like to do as literally the gates are being hounded by the undead?
Oh my.
Yeah, that ain't good. Big fella, you with the horns. You got any ideas?
Yes. How high is the gate?
The gate itself is about 12 foot high.
Is there anything that could be stood on to see over it?
Yes, a small ramp leading up looks out so that a watch could stand over the gate and look over.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the gate and from up and kind of looking down on them, and I'll just use produce flame and throw fireballs at them.
All right. As you create your flames, there is this rush of fire, and all of a sudden, the front of the gates is illuminated in this. Just what color is your magic, by the way?
So it's very much a natural tone. So it might have a few flare-ups, but it's a deep orange-brown flame.
All right, very well. And your goal here is to kill a couple, or is it to create a barricade of fire?
I mean, if they die, that it would be a bonus. But whatever, damage from the fire or the fire distracts them, whatever works.
Sure. All right.
Even if it's just a hurdle to slow them down while the reinforcements are going up, that's fine.
Nice. All right. Yes, indeed, the fire begins to erupt, soaring out and around to the front of the gates themselves. Several of the zombies kind of fall off the makeshift bridge and into a small moat surrounding the outpost, but others seem to move through the flames and continue to bang on the walls. Now, keep in mind, the walls are made of wood, and while it is obviously winter and there's lots of snow, the water and the moisture is quickly evaporating as these flaming zombies are now attacking the gate.
That didn't work. I need a better plan.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, you're killing me. Right, anybody else?
Maybe if we
Why?
pretend we're not here, they'll go away.
Why do we not simply face them in battle?
Have you
Open the
seen
gate.
the size of me?
Have you seen the size of me? And I look at you, and I'm actually, how tall is Talbot?
You're taller than me.
I'm a halfling.
Yeah, didn't you say, how tall did you say you were?
He's like maybe a little under 3 foot, like 2.2.
Oh, in that case, no, I'm taller than you. Sorry, I'm shorter than the
Yeah.
satyr.
You're shorter than the satyr. Yes, and he just like looks at you like as you say this, and he's like looking up at you mildly. How tall are you? I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how high is that wall again? Big fella, how high? It's bigger than you. Just walk over there.
Yeah.
For me, reach up. Show me how big it is.
He reaches his hand up, but he is standing on top of the wall, so it's actually about his knee height. But his arm is now like towering over the building.
Yeah, all right. Well, Toblin's just going to sort of take his left hand and touch himself, and after he does so, he just sort of does this for a bit, and the palms of his hands suddenly start to seem a little hairy. And Toblin's going to walk over and scurry. Both Toblins are going to scurry on all fours up the wall as I cast Spider Climb on myself.
All right. Both Toblins make their way scurrying up the wall. It's very hot here. The flames are definitely creating an updraft, and it's very warm as you find yourself peering over the edge. There's about 2 or 3 zombies that are now gathered there, all of which are on fire and all of which are still clawing and scratching at the door. We're going to go to McGrungan. McGrungan, what are you doing?
I am going to go up the same area where Zachery went to see over the wall, and confidently striding up. Any flames that are there are probably not going to bother me as much. Probably barely feeling the heat from them, and peering over, seeing. You said there's about 3 or so undead that are right up by the door.
Yep, right up against the door.
I see. I think it is important that unwanted visitors understand that Bahamut does not want any solicitors.
And I will reveal my holy symbol of Bahamut, and I'm going to use my Turn Undead feature.
Nice.
All right, very nice. Okay, as you do so, they get a saving throw, which let's see how they get. And there's a reason why they get a saving throw, but they will fail. So, as soon as McGrungan, I presume you want to climb up on the rampart near the gate?
Yeah.
So that they can see you? Yep. As you make your way over to where the gate is, you present your holy symbol. Immediately, the zombies take to the water, falling down and into the drink as they attempt to go as far away from you as they can, which just happens to be the water. All right.
How fortuitous.
Nice.
Now,
Never doubt the power of Bahamut.
No, and Chadvin raises his shield, which again, full Bahamut regalia right there.
a
bit ostentatious, but okay.
Oh, I should probably have mentioned this. I didn't realize. Dragons in my world are one of the greatest evils known to the country, to the nation. They have actually been exiled from my world. Actually, the people who worship even Bahamut are considered to be quite villainous. In fact, dead magic exists because of dragons, fundamentally. So yeah, I mean, I imagine that the two of you are aware of each other, and maybe that might be the source of the pride towards the draconic. Meanwhile, the others, you definitely have lineages where people were wiped out off the face of the earth. In fact, no one's human, are they? No, I think we don't have any humans here. Okay, yeah, because humans were actually slaves to the dragons, so they have a particular axe to grind. So, with that being said, Chadwin, you are. What would you like to do as you see this very impressive display from McGrungan?
Yeah, he raises his shield and he says, few people in this day and age seem to understand that Bahamut has been mixed in lore and riddles. He is not what they make of him. He is a being of greater depth and betterment for all and justice. I see that you two appreciate that, and I applaud you.
Only
You
make
just get a curt
decisions
nod.
about people once I've met them.
All right. As you make this exchange, all of a sudden you hear. Noi, you as a musician, especially a drummer, know and understand the rhythm of cadences. This cadence is coming from a zombie frost giant. You can tell from the length of the stride, you can tell from the region that you're in, and you can tell from the rhythm of the beat. You're like, ogre? No. Bigger. Hill giant. No, not quite. Hill giants have more like kind of a wobbly gait. This is like, oh, and it's almost like you're proud of having figured it out. Ah! All right.
The funky beat. You guys hear that? Big one, big zombie, frost giant zombie.
Right, so you can tell by the way he walks his walk, he's a zombie man, no tongue to talk.
Immediately takes up.
He could only have stayed alive. He might not be a zombie.
Yes, I can tell by the drum. Just gonna disregard all of your nonsense and repeat the thrumming with the drums.
All right. As you do so, you see that at first you can't, like the rest of you can't hear because of the roaring fire, the adrenaline in your body. But as you start hearing noise drumming, you can now hear the sounds of the vibrations coming from the forest. You watch as the trees start to shake and shudder, and some of the birds are leaving as this large lumbering figure erupts from the nearby bush and starts to make its way towards you. This thing is massive. A frost giant whose jaw has been kind of torn almost clean off. You see that its armor broken down and battered. You can even see that there is actually some trees that have grown along its shoulder and its back. This thing has probably been dead for quite a while, so much so that some plant life has actually started growing intermittently around it. It is charging straight to the barricade, and if it reaches it, it'll definitely smash through it. All right. Now, we're going to give Noi and Almond a chance to do something. This is obviously during the quote-unquote opening act, as it were, before we jump into initiative. So, Noi, is there anything you would like to do as this creature is approaching?
Yes.
Also, while you're considering, you have received another natural 20 from Hildegard Wabba, and from Talera79, a boon for the Cthulhu Buddy K. Natural 20 for you.
Okay, how far away is the giant at this point?
By this point, I'd say that it's just emerging from the forest, so probably about 100 foot, maybe, give or take.
Okay. Noi's going to if Noi were to get up onto the watch points up above the gate, how close would that get them?
If you were up there, I'd say you'd get within maybe 80 foot.
I'm trying to gauge whether or not I have time to very quickly mumble you all a very cool story I know about a giant that may or may not motivate you in this time of need.
All right. As soon as you do so, you've got like the rhythm of the barrel going as well, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's I don't know I presume bardic inspiration to someone.
Motivational speech.
Ah,
I've got an entire minute.
I'll say that you can over this course give the motivational speech.
I can add to that because my goal is to distract the being until that point is over. So Almond is going to levitate slightly as she's able to on top of the wall. And DM, may I use my hero point to slightly adjust Speak with Dead spell in order to communicate and charm this being? I would like to Disney princess seduce the giant.
All right. Very well. That's what the hero points are for. So petitioning for random nonsense. Well, yep, not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's let's go here. There we go. As you take to the air and Noi, you begin to cast this beautiful sound that washes over. By the way, Noi, you feel slightly more heroic as you gain another hero point from our lovely audience. All of a sudden, Almond begins to sing, and you watch as these icicle birds, like almost like doves, start to form out of the snow and make their way towards this large giant. As it does so, it looks at the birds and starts swatting at it with large trees, like. The birds start to flow around it, and as it does, it starts to sway and stagger. It seems to be struggling to keep its eyes focused on what it's doing. Its charge has now been stopped, but it is still at large. All right. We're going to go into a very swift initiative, though I feel like we probably won't need it. I'm going to, if this is okay, I'll just get what everyone's initiative is, and I will roll them on a big chart so that we can get them all together. So, initiatives for Zach is what?
18.
18. Oh, sorry, what is your flat initiative?
Oh, +1.
+1, okay. McGrungan?
+1.
+1. Okay, Noi.
+4.
+4. All right, Toblin.
+0.
+0 for both Toblins.
×2.
×2, yeah, that's true. Chad.
+1.
+1, and Almond.
+1.
+1. Okay. Yeah, I only do this when an initiative is going to go likely less than a round. Okay, so first up, McGrungan.
Grendon is a little confused for a moment by the appearance of these ice birds. Probably taking a moment to look around, and I think with his low intelligence, he does not realize that Almond is producing these, but is not one to miss an opportunity, and will summon the divine power of Bahamut in a platinum silvery light infused with sparks of blue, and is going to fire a guiding bolt at this giant.
All right, make your attack as your guiding bolt of Bahamut flies out and soars towards them.
That is a 12.
A 12. All right. The giant, because it is currently staggering, is struck and immediately begins to glow. And you watch as it knocks backwards, and you see this light, just silvery and platinum, just begin to glow. It almost looks like one of those snow globe kind of statues, kind of thing. It's actually quite a spectacular light show somehow.
Bloody hell!
15 points of radiant.
Yep. Oh wow. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I like you, mate. We're gonna get on fine.
I like one of you.
Yeah, fair cop.
One of them pushes the other Toblerone and says, "He likes me more." As we then go to Zach, you're up next.
How far away is it?
It is currently from where you are 65 feet away. There are no zombies on the bridge or in the leadway up to it.
I don't have anything that can work for 60 feet away. Oh, wait. I can cast Fairy Fire. That's...
I mean...
Mate, that actually might be helpful. I got something that can get him.
Okay. All right. So, real quick. One, you're going to cast Fairy Fire on the illuminated giant surrounded by flying birds. I'm pretty sure everyone knows where it is.
Yeah.
And the odds of it going invisible are not very high.
Yeah, that's I mean...
But we can.
Everything else I have... Oh, wait a minute. I am going to cast Spike Growth.
Very nice, very nice. Now, because obviously this is the first time we're playing with one another, I will also, add to this if you'd like. For the cost of a hero point, I will allow these spike growths to be more than just thorns and turn them into trees themselves. That'll grow from the plant matter inside it rather than growing up from underneath it. For example, that's kind of how the hero points can work. It's about going above and beyond with certain things. You can choose not to. You can do stuff, whatever. Yeah.
I'll just keep it with simple spike growth for the moment.
All right. Very well. Simple spike growth. All right. So you watch as thorns begin to rise up from the ground and begin to ensnare its legs, spiking it as it sort of transfixed it to the ground. Now, a question from the audience, from our lovely friend D20. Does donating a hero point to Jake get Jake to go a little bit Australian for a minute? Well, I mean, that's a question for you, Jake. Do you want to double up the ante and say, for every donation is 1 minute of Aussie Toblin?
Aussie McGrundon?
Aussie McGrundon, sorry.
Listen, because it's D20 and he was in on me receiving this Australian slang dictionary.
Yeah, yep.
This is a prime, going to embarrass me in front of my new Australian friends. Of course, because it's for Jaspers ultimately. I will play nice with that.
Nice. And you know what?
I apologize.
I was forewarned yesterday.
I was forewarned as well. I don't know how many people warned us of Jake's accent.
Yeah,
I mean,
apparently. This is common
oh my
knowledge.
gosh. I've only ever done it for American audiences.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've sent me a message apologizing for your accent.
Oh, don't worry.
I've apologized to all of Australia for what is going to happen.
I'm pretty sure all of Australia is aware of your accent right now. So there we go. Now, in addition, I will throw this into the mix. If we get a wild magic surge that does, let's say, what's your lucky number, Jake?
69.
69. All right, that's it. Here we go. If someone donates a wild magic event with an extra tip of 69, then I will imbue McGrungan with the spirit of the Australians, and McGrungan will have now and until he has removed curse placed upon him an Australian accent.
And just as an aside, I'll roll a D100 and then pick a slang word from that page and try to work it in.
There you go. There you go. All right, so there you go. That's it. So 169 is the tip goal for Aussie McGrungan. All right. So Zach, you have cast your thorns upwards. Noi, you're up next.
Okay, so just double checking. What is the current state of the giant? It is
Current state of the giant is it's pinned to the ground by thorns, glowing very, very brightly thanks to the guiding bolt, and is currently entranced by the beautiful song that both you and Almond have produced.
okay. I am going to. Oh, it's already pinned to the ground.
Yep.
I'm going to get as close as I can get over here. Still playing the drums, keeping it up. Get as close as I can while still being on this side of the gate. Can I get within 60 feet of the giant where it's pinned?
All right. Yeah, easily. You climb over the rampart and down onto the bridge. You make your way slowly but surely towards the giant. The closer you get, the more imposing its entire person becomes as you step closer and closer to this creature. Thankfully, however, your entrancement still seems to be working.
Okay.
I don't know, but this romance music just got bopping. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but yeah, it's there.
So Noi's gonna just in a bit of a, what do you call that, a drum roll. At the very peak of the drum roll, hit the drum and cast Vicious Mockery with the most coolest icy of insults right at the giant.
All right. I do have a house rule on this. The house rule is if you can give me a cutting insult, I don't roll a saving throw. They just fail. If you roll a critic, if you give me a really good one, it crits. No save. What do you got? Okay. Let him have it.
Okay. Just want to double check. What was the kind of giant that this was again?
Frost giant.
Okay. Frost, you're nothing but slash at best.
Oh, that was pretty good. I don't think a crit, but definitely a solid hit. No saving throw on the giant. Deal your damage as you viciously call him slash. Now, Jake, listen. I know this is the first time we've played together. Okay, I want you to know that I love you and that this is a safe and warm and welcoming space. But you have a lot of enemies, and I can't do anything to help you with that. Because D20 has just gone above and beyond with a wild magic surge and the $69 tip. Congratulations! As McGrungan is preparing for battle, he lets loose this roar. He opens up his mouth and his draconic, like basically this huge draconic presence, inhales deeply as a wasp. And you now speak Australian.
Inhabited by the spirit of the bearded dragon.
I'll get you started. The first thing you want to say is crikey or struth.
You're dead set, mate. I've been working flat out like a lizard drinking, trying to take these things out.
You know what? Because of that, I will also give you a hero point. This is from me. You can have a hero point as well. Well done. Well done, mate.
Oh,
okay.
No.
All right. So with the cutting insults, how much damage did Noi do? Oh, it was a 69-cent tip. It was a $69 tip. Fine, so we're here now. It's here now.
There
It's
you
all,
go.
it's all for a good cause. It's all for a good cause. I'll tell you what. We'll make a 60-cent tip. He has to say a line. $60 tip. The $69 tip will go for the rest of the game. There we go. That works. There we go.
That's the game.
Yeah, rest of the game. Whole game, mate. All right. So, sorry, Noi. One more time. Third time's the charm. How much damage do we take? 5. Beautiful. All right. As you create your cutting insults, you watch as like bits of brain matter fall out of the ear of this creature. It does not look good. It is staggering. It looks like it's barely got anything left in the tank. As we go to Chadvin.
Okay. So is he pinned down like on the ground, or
he is standing? His legs are pinned, so his legs are kind of
standing, but his legs are pinned. All right. So Chadvin, I'm going to use a hero. I'm using cards. My hero point is just big smile on his face as he runs to the ramp and leaps off of it, gaining major distance. So he lands in like that 3-point on his knee hero, like traditional action movie stance, pulls up with this giant, large, one might say looks like a buster sword, and is going to use a natural 20 to strike it.
All right. Well, given the distance that you would have to travel and that you would be leaping over a 12-foot gate, I will need a hero point for you to make that distance for the attack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very well. Hero point for the distance. Natural 20.
Yeah.
That is a crit. Tell us what tell us what you do and how much damage you deal.
We are going to roll with crit to go on this. So that is going to be 4d6.
I was hoping to hit at least one of you at some point.
Ooh.
Wait. You're critting? Smite.
Listen, smites are coming. We've still got 2 hours left.
True.
Oh, I am critting. Yeah. This thing was looking bad. You know what? It's smite. One shot. Roll it like the entire. Let's go with a thunderous smite. So that is an additional 4d6. Oh shit! The dice liked the idea of that. I don't have divine because I'm silly. I have searing smite, but I think that might be overkill, honestly. 15. That one is going. 20, 34 plus, that is going to be 35 points of damage, with 19 of it being thunder damage.
All right. You watch as when you slash into this creature, its leg suddenly has this huge gash appear into it. You watch as its body starts to bulge. And the thundering sounds cause these massive welts to appear in the body. It looks like a ripe tomato, ready to burst. As this happens, Oblin.
Right, so both Toblins are currently like disturbingly scurrying along the top of the wall, eyeing this thing off and getting a... I have a question about my double.
Sure.
Can it interact with the physical world?
Okay, maybe I wasn't clear. When I say it's not an illusion, it's not a phantasm, I mean like 100% there is a second Toblin in the world.
Excellent. Right.
It is this Toblin.
Good. Cool. Yeah. So Toblin 1 is going to walk over to Toblin 2 and hand him something.
What's this?
And now I'm going to expend my hero point and both of my nat 20s for this.
I don't like this. You take it.
I want both Toblins. We're gonna split up across the wall, pull out our sling, put 2 fire seeds in the sling, and whip them at this giant's kneecaps.
All right. For the cost of the hero points, I'm happy for that. For the cost of the nat 20s, that will automatically crit. Because you've used 2 nat 20s in a teamwork feat, it is a crit that then multiplies by 1.5 times for the teamwork effort. So, you do the math. What do we got?
Okay, so it needs to do a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. Here we go. All right, let's make this let's set this up. I feel like this is kind of the end here. Dex save on someone who's freaking thorned to the ground. Right. He gets a nat 20, but he's at disadvantage. And there's the 2, so he does not.
All right, and so you said 1.5 times?
So yes, so you do the crit, which is the roll twice for the damage.
Yep.
And then that total result gets multiplied by 1.5.
Okay. $32 fire damage.
All right.
No, bludgeoning damage, sorry.
All right. You watch as these 2 seeds blow out the knees of this creature. It begins to...
Sorry. 4 seeds. So I'd have to roll double damage twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on.
It's already dead.
Well, I mean, technically it was already dead when the game started, but I mean, like, who's counting?
Give me 1 second. This is doing more damage than I anticipated.
Very well. While we're waiting for that, the creature's knees will indeed blow out, and as they do, you watch as the whole lumbering creature comes down like a huge tree. Chadvin, I need you to roll me a d8, please.
That's 57 bludgeoning damage.
That is a 4.
4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thankfully, the creature falls away from you and into the snow over here. There it is. As it lands with a raucousing collapse.
Got him.
Crikey, that was a perler of a shot.
Fucking right it was. Hellman don't mess around, especially not when there's 2 of me.
All right. So, really quickly heating up some of the rewards here. Doug in Tex has given the extra $69 needed for McGrungan to go full Aussie for today. So we're looking at that. The Wasp, he's trying to clear his throat, but the Wasp ain't coming out. Petiola has given me a nat 20. Thank you so much. That's my second nat 20 now. And as the birds, these like kind of like, again, icy doves kind of land on the fingertip of Almond as they finish circling the giant, you are all now out of initiative. Chadvin, as the person at the front, you hear the sounds of someone going.
Chadvin immediately at full speed will move to where that noise is coming from. Not even saying anything, just first action.
It looks like it sounds like it's coming from the body, but not necessarily the body of the zombie, but like more like a rotting log lodged into some of this zombie.
I will take my great sword and look to see if there is like a pocket and open a seam of it.
Make a perception check as you do so. Meanwhile, while you guys watch Chadvin sort of jump onto the carcass of this large thing, what would the rest of you like to do? If anyone has any ideas.
It was incredibly gruesome.
Yeah, wasn't it great?
No.
11.
All right. The seam goes in, and as you start to pry it, you can see what looks to be a tiny halfling child.
I will lift this tiny child up.
Oh no! I'm being picked up by a stranger! Stranger danger!
No. I'm simply. I am a paladin. I am here to assist you. We have just felled this beast. Can you tell us where your friends are? And as I place him down on the butt.
It's very soft here. Well, we were heading into the forest to go kill some undead, and we stopped to rest, and that's when this thing came out. It took Isaac. It did. Oh, poor Isaac. He was just a baby tiefling.
And where was it? Just this thing? Where are the rest of your comrades?
Oh, well, they said that they wanted to go look into it. I tried to go after them, but I got my foot stuck.
Were injured?
No, it's not injury's fault. It's just I got stuck in the log, and I tried to pull it out. But then as I pulled it out, the log started to get up, and then I was upside down, and then I was left and right, and then it started to water, and then I was on the back of a giant.
All right.
2 days.
All right, we've got you. Come with me and tell us more of the direction your friends would. We have a lead, and I will sort of just gently guide this child down. And
That's not a
walk
lead,
him
that's
over
a
towards
child.
group. Yes, the child has a lead.
Where? I mean, nothing around the neck. Usually you hold on to that to keep him from running away.
No,
Throws a rock at you.
Information.
Make a dexterity saving throw, Toblin.
You collar your children.
12.
You managed to very narrowly dodge a rock. Your double, however, does not. He's standing behind you as it whizzes past you and goes.
Oh, no.
Bloody hell.
It's a good thing that's not the one I like.
Can you do me a favor and explain to my friends what you just told me in the direction to which we shall go to rescue your friends, oh mighty warrior?
Oh, yes. Oh, tiny warrior, I like that. Okay, well, here's what happened.
All right. Let's see if we can make this all zhuzhed up. So, as you are listening to the story that this young fellow is telling you, he says that him and his allies came into the woods, and it was pretty straightforward. There was no real danger, no real problems. But that very night, as they set out the usual watches, they heard something, a voice trying to call them into the woods. This was unusual because, well, they're dealing with zombies and skeletons and the like, and no one really has a kind of a voice. They ignored it at first. But then on the second day, as they were preparing to go back, Isaac claimed to have spotted something following. We ignored it and stopped for camp, only to notice that Isaac wasn't there. They chased after him, believing he made his way towards the center of the Bone Leaf Fen. I didn't want to go because it's closer and closer to Razorbark Hollow, the necropolis citadel at the heart of the Bone Leaf Fen. Adults said that during the winter white, we were to stay to the forest trees and use them for cover. If we needed to, we could always climb the trees in order to get away from the undead if too many of them were upon us. But the others were insistent. They said this is a trial. It is for us to prove that we are adults, and we couldn't let one of our own get snatched away. I did try to go help them, but by the time I ended up here, they're probably long gone by now. I would like for Zachery to roll me a survival check, please.
Uh-oh.
16.
With a 16, you know this forest like the back of your hand. There is actually a place called Wanderer's Grave. It is a field filled with the bones of the dead. Mostly the bones of the dead from the Festival of the Winter White that have been picked clean by the animals and creatures and left here. Because of the cold, a lot of these bones have been preserved and have created an almost like an elephant graveyard-styled meadow, which is why it's known as the Wanderer's Grave. Likely, the direction that this young fellow is telling you Isaac was taken was headed in that direction.
That's over by the graveyard, the Wanderer's Grave. Is it
truly wondrous?
In a sense, as much as a, it's really just a dumping ground for bodies.
Oh.
And because of the weather, it does not. There's less decay and kind of rot because they're just freeze. So they stack up more than they normally would.
Right.
So good organization. I always find that wondrous.
Yeah, I mean, getting your stuff organized is always helpful.
Yes.
Well,
we can go there.
Should we? What do we do with the kid?
Take him with us.
So we're going to take the tyke who's already been grabbed to look for more monsters.
Yes.
All right.
That makes perfect sense.
She'll be
He
right.
is a tiny warrior on his mission, and he shall complete it.
Yes, he.
I
Yep.
guess
He sure
I guess
will.
he knows. I guess he knows what the other kids look like, so he can tell us the difference between the kids and like if there's like just little zombies.
Exactly.
But,
You have quite
but
an important role.
only if you want to. Armand
That is
will
true.
get down to the child's level, make direct eye contact. It is all right to be scared. If you don't want to come, we do understand.
Make a persuasion check.
Seven.
I want to go home to my mummy.
Noi's gonna come over and also kind of get down. Hey, kid, listen to me.
Yeah.
See this big book here? I got stories, but I've also got a lot of blank pages in here. You want to be in this book?
Oh,
This is your
Ooh.
chance. I will write stories about you. You want to get up on my shoulders? I'll take you with me. Hey, see these? You see these ones up here? You grab these, hold them on like handles. You be safe. And we write your story with the rest of these kids' stories.
All right, make a persuasion check. You can do so with advantage because of Almond's previous attempt.
So 22.
All right, with a 22, wiping off some frozen snot from his face, he nods and asks to basically piggyback onto you. Now, I want to point out that this child is 14 years old, so he's not a baby, but he is also, but he is a halfling, so he is the size of a 10-year-old. Which is why Chadvin probably has a little snicker to himself, as you know, he probably realizes that, oh yeah, no, that boy is definitely finding his manhood right now. Like, loves, yes, I get to go into battle with all these real heroes and doing all this awesome stuff, and I'm going to be in a storybook. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like everything you'd read in a comic book is like happening to him in real life. So it's kind of like because halflings also are known to exaggerate stories quite a lot, and this will likely turn into a story of how this young lad strode into battle with his minions, etc., etc., etc.
Yes, I will reach into my bag and I will pull out a javelin from where it was, sort of tied across.
Look, the child was going to lie. It wasn't going to do anything. Jesus, calm down.
No, listen, I'm going to pull out a javelin and give it to him.
Okay.
Chadvin will hand it to him and say, mighty warrior needs a mighty weapon.
He holds the javelin. The power.
So there's a halfling child with a javelin riding atop a satyr.
I prefer to call it the a short turret. I mean, all right. So
Ready for a joust.
So
Yeah.
McGrungan,
All right.
you turn around, and by this stage, you've probably seen McGrungan and Zachery have already begun trailblazing a road ahead, unless there's something further that either of you would like to do.
Yes, Toblin wants to do something.
What would Tobin like to do?
Toblin wants to just around the kid's head use prestidigitation to create like a weird glowing flame eye effect.
Sorry, real quick. When you do that, it looks like you cut off your face.
Maybe I'm
all
not
right.
a goblin after
horrifying.
all.
Killed a goblin, wore its face. Just some weirdo.
Just
Okay.
want to make it look like they're some kind of conjoined monstrous demon thing by adding some fire effects around the kid's face and making him look scarier.
Okay, there is now a halfling child with glowing flaming eyes, armed with a javelin, riding atop a satyr with a war drum. Have I missed
14.
anything?
No, that's good.
I'd call them a teen if they're 14.
Sure, a teenage halfling.
There you go, kid.
All right. All right. Full of bravado and gumption, the group makes its way deeper into the woods. Now, as you make your way in, I'm going to have our map change real quick to the Misty Boneyard, s'il vous plaît, in case it has not been changed. There, it should be now. All right. It is about an hour's travel as you make your way through the forests. Filbert seems to be uneasy the deeper you get in. While there are animals, such as wolves, that can be heard howling in the night, as well as the scurrying and skittering of insects that move through the underbrushes and moist logs, you can see that up ahead there is a small campfire.
There's a campfire, eh?
Armand will look around to see if there's anyone that was using this campfire.
Looking around, you can see kind of the silhouette of someone moving by the campfire.
Hello, friend.
All right. Stepping out towards the campfire, you see what looks to be a pale man wearing robes made of bone.
Yeah, nah.
A necromancer of sorts in the woods. He looks to you and says,
"More travelers already? Strange, I thought perhaps it would be a quiet night this late after the festivities. Come, warm yourself by the fire. I could use the company. The people here aren't much of talkers, and I do get so lonely."
That sounds wonderful.
Batman! Batman! Batman!
Yeah.
What do you mean by more travelers?
Yeah.
Well, more would imply that there were some, but less than currently is.
So this team says Batman, and Chadvin has full faith in him and is just immediately going to try and run this man through with his sword.
very well. As you do so, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, shit.
These tiny little halfling legs moving faster than you've ever seen before. Sword drawn and yeah! What'd you get?
That is going to be a 19.
All right. You can choose to progress or you can choose to stop. The decision is yours. But you realize that the ground is covered in skeletal hands, which immediately reach up to grab you. You are about to run into literally a small patch of almost flower-like limbs that are reaching up to try and grab you. Should you do so, you will not have the range to get to him with your with the difficult terrain, but you will not be grappled. Though, obviously, they will get a chance to grapple you every round that you remain in the field of limbs.
I have a fun question about this.
Yeah, by all means.
I am a Lightfoot halfling, which means I have halfling nimbleness. You can move through the space of any creature that is of a size larger than you. How are we framed? I mean, these are the hands and arms of creatures.
True, but unfortunately, none of them are larger than you.
They're not larger than
The terrain.
Yeah, basically each hand is a creature, and the hand is like tiny.
Okay, it's a single hand. It's not attached to anything. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not attached to anything. It's literally like just hundreds of little hands. Yeah, but the question is whether or not you wish to charge through it, or whether or not you wish to stop having seen it. You do have the reflexes to do that.
How far away would I be?
How far away would you be? You would be 15 foot away when you stopped.
15.
Yeah, back here.
He'll stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Very well.
And just glower.
Yeah, no, mate.
Hands.
That's a field of hands.
Not a fan of that. Everybody cover your ears.
Wait, let me guess. Paladin, right? Yes, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Wait, no, I've got a script for this. Hold on, where's this?
Yeah, Toblins, both Toblins are gonna like do this at everyone.
Anyone who wishes to can cover their ears.
And
Noise gonna cover the
simultaneously
kids'
just
ears.
Joe. He says, for those of you who don't cover your ears, he says, "Foolish mortals, you have stumbled upon the lair of the great Grafnakar, and I wish to seek world domination, the death of everything." That's kind of passe. Treasure. Ooh. "I seek the goblet of power, which I will use to..." He takes literally like some dice.
Yep.
And throws them down in front of him. "To raise the evil spirit of Angarak and enslave it for my..." No, it's a bread pudding. No, just try again. Rolls again. "Enslave it for my evil agenda."
both Toblins cast Thunderclap.
As they do so, they kind of high five, and as they do so, thunderclap. All right, I guess we'll go flying into initiative then, as we hit this. All right. Okay, so you guys can roll initiative because this will be more than a round. Let me know what you guys get.
10.
Roll initiative for the
19.
bad guys. All right, so 10 for the Toblins.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Chadwin.
Dirty 20 as well.
Dirty 20 for McGrungan.
Comment
Noy.
Bros.
8.
8 for Noy. Zach.
19.
19 for our Minotaur. And lastly, Almond.
I rolled a nat 20 plus 1, so 21.
Hey! Ironically, that's actually what my auto roller rolled for you. So there you go. All right. So the initiative order will be Almond, Chadvin, McGrungan, Zach, Toblin, and Noy with the intermittent exchange of the bad guys. All right. Let's go. Starting with Almond.
Okay, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Is he 60 feet from us or more?
He is currently 60 foot away from you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to roll cast Spiritual Weapon and attack with that.
Mm-hmm.
You see this ball of swords, like scythes that have been attached together at the center, come into existence and start like circling around itself, and that's going to launch at the guy's face.
All right. Very well. What do I need to do? Anything?
No, I rolled a 17 to hit with that.
All right. That will absolutely hit his face. Holy crap, he has a armor of 14.
So that's 7 points of damage with the spiritual weapon.
Ah! Jesus! Ah, right in the jaw! Wait, sorry. You'll pay for that! Yeah, that's really good. Anything else, Almond?
No, I think I'm going to stay back and just sort of maintain equal distance between everyone in case I need to heal.
All right, very well.
You might need to when Toblin's Thunderclap resolves.
Don't worry, we will come to the Thunderclap. Chadvin.
Yes, so Chadvin is going to start making his way through the hands. He's got 25 feet of movement. I don't know if he'll get...
you will get through, but you'll need to make me an athletics check to pile through these creatures.
Right. That is a 15.
15. All right. Let's see how you go. It will attempt to stop you with a 18, unfortunately. So you are basically pinned in location by these multitude of hands. You are currently 10 foot away from him as these limbs threaten to, basically claw and beat you up.
Right.
You may take an
So
action to try
then-
and wrench yourself free.
I reckon I would recommend that because Toblin's trying to clear those hands out of your way.
Yeah, so then I will wrench myself free with an action. That's your plan.
All right, another strength check, please, as you try to pull yourself out.
Okay, that's a nat 1, but I'm a halfling. So
You may use your
lucky.
You may use your lucky. All right, let's see it.
That is 15 plus 6. That becomes a 21.
21. Oh. You know what? Just because I'm not going to get much of a chance to mess with people, with a 21, I'm going to retort with my nat 20 and make that a 22. So as you pull free, you kind of manage to rip through some of the hands, but a new set of larger hands kind of almost interlock with each other to make big hands that then grab both your legs.
I hate you.
Yes! Hate me. Send me your vitriol. It fuels me. Was that cool? Did I use vitriol right? What does vitriol mean?
You used vitriol well, but again, the reason to which
Make a
you
note.
use it is not justice. You should use your vitriol for justice. You could do better things.
Yeah, I'm with him. You used it right, but you still sounded like a dickhead.
That's just rude. Make a note. I need to be ruder in my next evil monologue.
You watch as one of the hands that pops out of the earth has like this quill and it just starts writing notes. All right, McGrungan. Your friend has been ensnared by the field of fingers.
Can I ask a quick question?
You may.
Do the fields of hands technically count as a creature that could be reacted to?
Yes, it does.
Can I, as a reaction, do silvery barbs to toss a bunch of papers at the hands and give the paper cuts?
You could, and I'm going to tell you the same thing that really annoyed Dread is I didn't roll, so I don't get to re-roll.
Okay, never mind. So it wouldn't count. It was just a check.
Yeah, a lot of people talk to me about silvery barbs. And by the way, for all the GMs out there who didn't realize you could do it this way, you're welcome. Yeah, no, silvery barbs is definitely a thing. But yes, for things like Nat 20 tokens and the like, it will not have an effect.
This time.
This time, yeah. I feel like. See, here's the thing. I know I won that exchange, but I feel like I lost the war when it comes to Wabba. Especially because the boys are up to mischief and Wabba's usually the person to enable them to get back at me. So there we go. All right, McGrungan.
It's true, son. So help me, I war with you from here to Tuesday if you don't stop. And I'll cast a spiritual weapon. Now it's supposed to look like a great warhammer in the shape of Bahamut the dragon, but it doesn't. Of course, it looks like a draconic boomerang. It's got these vents on it, so when I throw it, it sounds like a didgeridoo.
As basically this giant freaking boomerang flies out. Yep, make your attack as you strike at this creature.
That's a 21.
Oh, that'll hit.
Ah! What the? A boomerang? Who throws a boomerang?
Apparently I do. For 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. He is not enjoying those spiritual weapons. So there are two spiritual weapons currently laying into him from left and right. I'm going to say for aesthetic reasons, the boomerang's gone past him and back to you. But for the mechanic reasons, it's right next to him. Just because it's a boomerang, it needs to come back. I mean, right? There you go.
Sure.
All right. Anything else for McGrungan?
Oh, you know what? That's a bonus action. Isn't it?
No, standard action to summon. And then in following rounds, it's a bonus action to make the attack. I believe. Unless I'm lying.
When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against the creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So as the bonus action and the attack is part of the bonus action summoning.
Yeah.
If I'm reading that correct.
Yes.
So I would still have well, it doesn't matter because he's how many feet away?
10, 20, 30, 45 feet.
Through a field of bones.
Through a field of bones, yeah.
Yeah, nah. I'm good.
Go, Chadvin! All right, as you stand back, watching well, you know what, you don't feel bad for him, but you're just giving him a good wallop from your safe distance here. We then go to our big bovine druid. All right, Zachery.
I am going to combat wild shape is into a form as and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus, a particular type of dinosaur that is, in my world, actually a thing. It's not too far away from where you currently are, which is fine. It appears in the same kind of aviary form as a pterodactyl, but is quite large, named after the Mayan god Quetzalcoatl. It is quite a spectacular thing, and let's see if maybe I do not have a token for a Quetzalcoatlus. I thought I might. Bad face. Okay. But
so you said it's like 45 feet away?
Yeah.
All right. So Quetzalcoatlus has 80 feet of flying speed.
Okay.
So we're going to fly at him, fight, and then keep on flying past.
All right, so you are going with a flyby attack as you fly down and you use your large, new, impressive set of scissor-like beaks to snap at this character. Make your attack. And while we're doing that, we have some new donations here from Tricky Bacon. One nat 20 for each of the auction winners, both Kay and Zach. You now get a nat 20. And Wabba. Kay, Zach, and Wabba get the nat 20. And a wild magic for Shaun. Very generous. Thank you so much, Tricky Bacon. We'll come to your wild magic in a moment, but Zach, what do we get for our attack?
That was an 18 to hit.
That'll absolutely hit.
Okay. And because it flew, it's going to be a 3d6 plus 2 for damage. And because he flew at least 30 feet, that's an extra 3d6. So let me roll the first one. The first one is 16.
Okay, 16.
And then the additional is 13.
13. Oh, did not like that. Did not like that at all. Yeah, you've chopped through a good chunk of it as you have flown away. Now, because you are leaving the area of the necromancer, he is going to lash out and attempt to simply touch you on the back of your legs.
Would this be an opportunity attack?
Yes, unless you can avoid it.
Flyby. The Quetzalcoatlus does not provoke an opportunity attack when it flies out of an enemy's reach.
Ah, boo. Boo, I say. All right, very well. All right, so let's look at the wonderful Toblin. Toblin, D100, if you would, see if you play.
Yeah, I got 100.
100. All right, roll twice.
That's a 10.
It's because there's two of them, right?
That's a 60.
True. 10 and a 60. Okay. Oh, crap. And a 60. Okay. This is a wild magic event if ever I saw one.
I'm scared.
So.
I had such plans.
Okay. Let's make this happen and figure out what mechanics I need to use. All right. Thunder cracks overhead, and rain begins to pour down, almost seemingly out of nowhere. As the lightning claps, and you can see the downpour surrounding you, you realize that each droplet of water slithers on the ground and away. In addition to lightning, that is prismatic and does a bunch of different effects, it is also now raining centipedes, poisonous centipedes. Now, these centipedes are part of a magic storm, which I am now calling and naming a shower of scurry, a scurry shower. Yes, that is the name of this phenomenon. And the scurry shower is going to have the following effects. Every round that you are not in cover, you will take 1d6 points of damage from the biting, chewing, and gnashing of various centipedes. In addition, you will need to make a Constitution saving throw or take an additional 1d6 points of damage from the poisons of their bites.
This is fun because I'm a storm sorcerer.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. As the lightning strikes, any person who is unfortunate enough to be hit will be hit with the effects as per the prismatic ray spell, meaning that it could turn you into stone, it could just do damage, whichever the case is. Rainbow lightning and centipedes rain down from the sky, and it seems to be following Toblin. So as Toblin moves, the whole storm cloud just sort of starts to hover over him. That's where we're at.
That sounds like a very Australian thing to be raining centipedes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We did have it raining spiders once.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta go.
No, apparently apparently we had a because we have like little twisters and tornadoes here and there. Like they're not common, but apparently it whipped up like this field of spiders and then just sent them flying. And it was raining and I'm not talking about small spiders either. I'm talking about like stuff of nightmares.
Yep.
The fact that there's a field of spiders from which a tornado can grab spiders is
None of this
disconcerting.
is okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sundays.
You're all welcome for that imagery. And now, back to the battle. As what did we just do? We had the boomerang, we had the Quetzalcoatlus, which brings us now very neatly to the Necromancer, who is unfortunately the first person who has to suffer this rain bull crap. So here we go. So, number one, he takes 4 points of damage as things start to bite him. He then makes a Constitution saving throw, which he fails, and will take a further 2 points of damage. All right, he is not looking great. All right, seeing that the tables have very, very swiftly turned. Now here is a question for you. When you wild shape, do you have the beast subtype? You're muted, sorry.
Let me double check that. Your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast, but you retain alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores.
Very well. So you actually... So arguably, yes, you would. All right. In which case, it looks over to you. It looks down at the group. And it is going to use Dominate Beast on you. I need a wisdom saving throw, please, against this spellcaster. As what looked to be, when you swoop down and bit into him, 2 tiny skeletal gremlins crawl up onto your neck. And as they do so, they kind of cover your eyes and they start to just try and steer you, basically. But they're casting magic into your brain. What do you get?
8. That's an 8.
All right, you are dominated. And he uses his bonus action to direct you back down towards Chadvin. I'm going to use my natural 20 on Chadvin. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing the double damage, here is what I'm going to do. As the Quetzalcoatlus swoops down and focuses its beak directly towards you, it doesn't open it to try and clamp you with the beak. It tries to spear tackle you with its nose and try to take you further away from it.
Does the command beast give him a new action?
Yeah, actually, good point. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here, because technically I command you as a bonus action, which could arguably be that it happens on your turn. But you do get a saving throw on your turn as well. So yeah, okay, we'll do it that way. That is what it's instructed the Quetzalcoatlus to do, but it hasn't done it yet. But yeah, yes.
If Toblin sees this happening, would I have a reaction?
Would you have a reaction? I mean, depends on what it is, but yeah, potentially. Counterspell. Ooh, very nice. Well, yes. Unfortunately, as you cast Counterspell, he casts Counterspell. And we'll burn a 5th level spell slot for it.
How many spell slots have I got? Can I use burn a 5th level spell slot? I don't know how it works.
Do you have Quicken spell?
I do have Quicken spell.
Oh, but it's not.
But it's a react. It's for a reaction, not a proper action.
Yeah, it's for a reaction, not a proper action. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
All right. All right. But good move. That was still a solid move. Okay. So that is the Warlock's turn. We then go to Toblin. Toblin, your thunderclap goes off after a while. As you high five and you slap each other, the noise erupts onto the swarm of hands.
Yes, and now there's 2 things I need to do about this. Yes, that I'm going to burn 2 sorcery points to make this a bonus action.
Very well.
Cast Thunderclap. What I'm also going to then do is that I have Heart of the Storm. But I don't... Is this thunder damage? Yes, it is thunder damage. So that means I get to add an extra 1d6 of thunder damage on top of the standard thunderclap damage.
All right. What's the radius of thunderclap?
100 feet, which was why I warned everyone to cover their ears, but I don't know if that's going to help.
I will say anyone who did cover their ears likely will avoid the deafen, just because that just makes sense, but not the damage. The only person I think that might still have their hands over their ears would probably be Noi, and I think that's it. Unless Alma didn't move anywhere. So I mean, unless Alma wanted to have her hands over her ears,
I think I do.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think McGrungan. McGrungan as well. Yeah.
I have a shield in my hand, so.
No, you can. I mean, unless it's a tower shield.
No, he wouldn't anyway.
Okay, sure. Zach, you are a Quetzalcoatl, so no, you will not. And Shadvin, you have your big double-handed sword in your hand, so no. Okay, cool. All right, sweet.
Okay, so anyone who doesn't have their ears covered needs to roll a Constitution save.
How far away from me is the party members? Because I have my paladin.
Oh, actually, sorry. Only the people within 5 feet of me need to.
Oh, okay.
That. So I'm not within 5 feet of him, am I?
No, nowhere near. You're like 10, 30, 60. You're about 75 foot away.
Hang on, then.
All right, you know what? Special celebration time. We have just hit the $4,000 mark for Jasper's Game Day. And because I am here for Rule of Cool, Toblin, one of the other Toblins, as he high-fives you, you realize actually has quite a malicious look on his face. As you are about to high-five him for the Thunder Slap, he doesn't cast it. He just slaps you square in the face and sends you flying 40 foot in this direction. There is the sound of a thunderclap as you are struck. And you land near the field of flowers. flowery hand type things.
Okay.
And you watch
Well,
the other one goes.
In that case, I'm going to look back and go, thanks, dickhead.
You're welcome.
And cast it at his feet.
At whose feet? Your feet?
If I'm in the middle of the field that flowers, am I within 5 feet of that necromancer now?
No. You're within 5 feet of the flowers, though.
Okay, that's fine. Will the thunderclap affect them?
Yeah, totally.
Yes, that was the goal.
And they will fail their saving throw. So go straight for your damage. And Chadvin, I need you also to make your check. Also, AJ, you gain a hero point.
So that is a 21. +3 plus paladin order.
That'll save.
Okay, and that was 6 on the standard damage, +4 for my thunderous damage. And now, since I used my sorcery points to make that a bonus action, how far away am I from Old Mate now?
You are 15 foot.
Perfect. I got Spell Sniper, so I would have got him anyway. I'm going to use my now remaining action, and Toblin's on the ground and just goes and cast Firebolt at his face.
Ooh, very nice. And he does not have any, he does not have Counterspell on you. All right. Make your attack as you fire forth this ray of flames.
Oh, that's only a 10. That's a bad roll.
Unfortunately, this will go wide, and as it does so, it flies off to the side, narrowly missing him. All right, which brings us then to the swarm of hands. They just beat you and Toblin up. They're going to deal. To Toblin, you will take 3 points of damage as they start basically pinching you. And Chadvin, you take 6 points of damage as they start. They just start slapping you about. And that is all they do. Noi, we then go up to you.
Okay, so
how much damage
this
was
is
that
not a good
Toblin,
time to read chat.
I love you, J Park.
I haven't done anything yet. I thought we were friends. Okay. So the hands are still active, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna cast There's Mischief on the hands area.
Oh, yeah? All right, what's the effect? All right, also ignore the sounds of rolling if you guys can hear anything.
Okay, we've got a 3. So the effect is each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling until the start of my next turn. A giggling creature is incapacitated and uses all its movement to move in a random direction. So I apologize to everyone for causing giggling hands. This is going to get weird.
Okay. You watch as the hands start to... but this will make it so that they are no longer difficult terrain for Chadvin. As they definitely start to, the undead severed hand version of Giggle. We now get to the end of the round, which means that lightning strikes. It is going to strike.
I have a bonus action. Really quick.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, by all means. I'm
bonus action. I'm just gonna, because the papers didn't work out earlier, Noi's still going to toss some papers to Chadvin to grant some bardic inspiration, just in case the hands keep giving problems.
This is a fantastic ode to my actions. Delightful.
All right. You feel inspired by the words written upon the parchment as all of a sudden lightning strikes 2 people. It will strike McGrungan. And it is striking the necromancer. So, McGrungan, I need you to roll me a d8, please.
How far
DA.
away is McGrunkin from me?
Pretty far. Let's see. He
Okay.
is 10, 15, 30, 35 feet.
Okay, no, unfortunately. That will
Got a
not
6.
A 6. All right. Sweet. The first time this thing hits you, a stroke of indigo lightning blasts through your body. You feel your scales start to get thicker and slightly heavier. You gain the restrained condition as you feel encumbered by your own strength. As for the necromancer, he gets a 7 as a violet bolt of lightning strikes him. Let's make a wisdom saving throw. Got a 3. He is blinded. And no, he doesn't. Hold on. On a failed save, the target is blinded. It must then make a wisdom save at the start of its next turn. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, cool. He is blinded. Light begins to sear his eyes. Ah, my eyes! Oh my god! Oh, time out! Time out!
Lives you right, wanker.
Yeah, get it, dickhead.
Justice does not time out. Always.
He's blind and he's basically saying time out. Almond, what do you do?
Does Almond respect timeout? No. Almond is going to delicately reach out with her robes and just sing like a little bit of a note. It says that I speak a radiant word for this spell, but I feel like we've established she's a bit of a Disney princess. So I feel like it's more a little melody. And she's going to cast Word of Radiance. So that is a con save.
All right.
For the necromancer.
Con save. A 5. So no.
Okay. So that. Oh, she moves towards him, by the way, because it's 5 feet. So she's going to float and sing.
Yeah, and the creatures can't do anything to stop you because they're.
Yeah. Also, she sort of half floats off the ground, almost ghostly. So I don't know if that would affect it.
Well, look, I can have them grab you if you want. I mean, just
no, it's fine. You just see this very like blue, this pale Disney princess, I guess, like float towards the necromancer, and then
That
just like
is unsettling.
and then just like emit this glowing light from her hands for 11 radiant damage.
All right.
Against them.
As 11 radiant damage erupts into this poor dude, he falls to the ground and stops moving.
Is that me?
The hands suddenly stop clicking and they go limp. And as Zachery, I need you to make me a wisdom save real quick.
I didn't mean to kill him.
25.
All right. You find yourself coming screeching towards Chadvin with your beak pointed out as your eyes sort of like regain composure. The two little imps that were on you kind of shatter into pieces as you make your way, and you're like, pull up! And the closest haircut Chadvin has ever had, same with Toblin actually, as it passes as this huge, massive winged dinosaur passes, like literally you could have reached up and touched him. Like that's how close he was as he veers up at the last moment before impaling the both of you. All right. It is still raining, meaning that each of you will still take damage until you take cover. But there are trees and things like that nearby, etc. The scene is yours for the time being, if you want to investigate or do things. But I'm going to presume that you guys have sought out shelter, unless someone particularly wishes to be eaten by centipedes.
Who did first check his pocket?
Excellent. You check his pockets, and inside is a small bit of parchment. Dear Aranthus, thank you for helping out with the kids this year. It's always a pleasure to have you provide an extra bit of challenge for them. There is some blueberry muffins and some wine as a snack, and we'll see you. We'll see you when you're done. Yours truly, Elder Silas Juggerthal.
Do you read this out loud or do you just...
I think Armand just goes, huh. And puts it in her.
No, just goes, ah, and then radiant damage.
No, I think she'll keep it. She'll keep the note for evidence later, but doesn't mention it.
Cool.
I got struck by lightning, so how long am I staying? I'm restrained.
Oh, yeah, right? Hold on, wait. Look, the odds of lightning striking twice are so astronomically low.
But do I take the damage from the bitey things?
Oh, there was no, the buggy things. Oh, yeah, actually, you would. Sorry. That is a good point.
For whatever reason, Bahamut has seen fit to route me to this spot. Each bite is a blessing.
All right. So that's 2 points of damage. You aren't struck by lightning, and you are free in the following round. Chadvin, yes.
Yes. So he didn't mention which way the kids went, did he?
Not at all.
Or
How could he? You attacked him too soon.
So Chadvin's going to sigh and pull the body in towards the area. And if it has not been too late, he will lay on hands. But first he will tie the man's arms up so that he can't do anything.
Unfortunately, he was a member of the undead. So he is dead.
All right. Well, we can't get any information out of him unless any of you are capable of speaking with those indisposed.
I was literally about to say that to you too, Jake.
Yeah, as he looks pointedly.
Much as I can. I think the dead should just rest. Let's go find the children.
Well, we need him to point us towards the children.
Before anyone leaves, Toblin just walks over and just sort of kicks it.
As you kick the body, a ghostly visage appears out of the mouth of the creature.
Bloody hell.
It looks like a ghostly version of the same necromancer that you have just slain. As it rises from the body, it looks at you all and says, "What the hell?
You played a stupid game and you won a stupid prize, didn't you?"
Yeah, you kidnapped children. Where are they?
What? I didn't kidnap any children. Who are you people?
We're adventurers sent by the town to collect the children that have been missing for several days. One of which, he points this one, has informed us that the group has been taken.
I'm here because the townsfolk hire me to keep the undead in check. So that the kids can search safely through the woods.
What was all that bullshit about your evil plans?
He was written from a script.
If the children find me, I'm supposed to act like a big villain so they can slay me and be victorious.
Do we look like the children, dickhead?
He points at the child on the satyr.
Yeah, look at the rest of us. We rescued the kid.
Why didn't you speak up, mate?
Zach Cruels is still in the form of the Quasicaudos and just gets right up and just goes, in the thing's face.
You watch as its face dissipates and then reassembles as he says,
I called timeout?
There's no timeout in a fight, mate.
I do gotta hand it to him. He committed to his act. plugging the kid's ears at this point, so he doesn't hear that this is happening. He committed to the act. He committed to the bit, guys. We kind of ruined his bit.
He said, "I don't even know what you're talking about. Missing kids. They came through here just fine."
That's unfortunate. I apologize.
Was a bit late for that. Tell it to him.
He points at the corpse.
I mean,
So you're telling me you don't know how to cast message, psychic whispers, nothing that you could have done to tell us that you weren't a monster to kill?
Well, technically I am. That's the whole point of the bloody thing.
All right. Listen, I understand that this is very grievous, and I do apologize. Children are still missing and in harm's way, and that is much more pertinent right now.
Well, if the children are missing, then there may be more trouble.
Yes.
Now that I'm not here, it might get out. If it hasn't done so already. There's a creature that often makes its way through the woods here. I haven't seen it this year. I was actually searching for it. A large creature who seeks out the young so that it can possess their body as a spiritual anchor. It's called a bone claw. It's Warren, not far.
He points you towards the southeast.
That sounds like what we call a cassowary.
All right. I will pick up the body and I will look towards the Krulls. Do you mind carrying this? We'll see if we can have anything done while we're...
No, just leave me. It's fine.
Can we put your ghost back? Can we just push it?
Just let me. Don't. It doesn't work that way. Stop it. Let go of me.
Just figured you'd help, with the thing. If you just go back in the...
It's fine. I am a necromancer. I can bring myself back. It will just take some time. Just leave me here.
I'm just gonna take some fallen branches, put it on him, and then be like, Almond, yes, we should probably go.
Yes, I was just realizing that's exactly what the note had said. Oops.
No, what?
The ghost.
What? That's what the what said?
I imagine. At this point, I imagine Almond turns around and makes her way into the forest with Tobler going, "What note? What note?" And then following in the southeasterly direction, because I have less than an hour to keep this going, as you guys make your way into the woods following the directions. The guy looks at his body and he's just like...
Dublin just throws him a couple of gold coins on the way out. Says, "Sorry about that, mate."
It passed through his ghostly form.
Yeah, they're for later when you come back. Treat yourself.
You just throw a couple of gold at him. All right. You make your way moving towards the direction that was mentioned. Now, to the lovely and amazing individual that is currently caretaking our maps, I would require us to go to the Winter Tomb, please.
Approximately how long is the travel?
It is going to be enough for you guys to have taken a short rest, should you require it. Otherwise, it would be only about an hour and a half. During the hour and a half, we are going to go into what I like to call a campfire scene. This is an opportunity for you guys to talk among yourselves about a topic, something you would like to discuss, or delve into your characters a little bit deeper. I will pass the ball on to McGrungan. McGrungan, you've been around the block a while. You've helped the elves in their time of need before, but the elves are quite strong and formidable, and you've never really seen them in any kind of real danger. However, when you hear the word Bone Claw, your memories begin to stir as you recount the tale of an entire village who one by one was slaughtered by one of these terrifying creatures. They appear out of nowhere, seemingly unkillable. It was a horror to behold. Whether or not you choose to share this is up to you, or what you would like to share, but the scene begins with you. What would you like to talk about as you walk?
Yeah, I think it would be absolutely in the moment where it seems the most quiet. McGrundon would just turn to Noi and say, "You ever seen a man's guts ripped out through his back? You might."
Noi's just putting her hand on the kid's ears again.
Yeah, he knows. Bone claws, no joke.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
You're right, kid. He's just giving us more meat for this here story. He's just been writing anything this kid says in his ridiculous, exaggerated epic into this book.
Yeah.
Just another foe for you, kid. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. You think of whatever the worst thing you could ever think of in the shape of bones, and then multiply it like Toblin over here, and then put long spiky claws on it. That's a bone claw.
Y'all said it. He said it like possessed things, though. Does that mean it takes the shape of other things, or is it still saying that bony shape you're talking about the whole time?
Zach, you have been in this forest for some time. The Bone Claw, you have a story to tell. The Bone Claws themselves are quite imposing creatures. A wizard who once failed to become a lich, transforming themselves into another type of creature, a hideous cackling monster of bones and claws and death. Instead of preparing a phylactery, a receptacle for the soul, they instead seek to form soul bonds with people and persons, enslaving them to their wishes. Now, you know of this particular Bone Claw. However, his tomb has been off limits for everyone. Like, no one's allowed near it, because as soon as someone were to go near it, as it were, they would likely fall victim to the Bone Claw and give it enough power to manifest fully. Hearing this and remembering the story of Isaac having heard the voice and making his way into the woods, a sinking feeling kind of hits you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Zachery will relay the story, but poorly because he's got negative charisma and performance skills. And we'll kind of just, as he mentions the part about setting up the body and about how the liches, they take over bodies, and how this one's lair weren't supposed to go into the woods. And it'll keep just kind of casually looking up the kid.
So an absolutely horrifying bone creature with children as puppets. How fascinating.
Mate, I don't like the sound. Nah. Yeah. Nope.
You know what? I think I left the kettle on. And you watch as the other Toblin starts to try and run off.
Toblin, do not leave.
No, dickhead. They're going to need both of us. Get back here.
How are they going to need both of us? Look, if you got two half wits, all you end up with is a quarter wit.
No, we end up with one wit.
No, that's not right.
One bit is wetter than no wit.
No, but
sit down. Shut up.
Half a half is a quarter.
Here, have a beer. Shut up.
He takes the beer and he sits down. He like sucks on it like a pacifier.
You'll be right, mate.
It's just a bit much is all.
Yeah, just remember, we're storm sorcerers.
Yeah, but you hear what he said about frickin' pulling out guts from your back?
Yeah. We've seen worse.
The only time I want to drop my guts is after a strong curry, okay? I don't want this thing to be ripping me apart.
Yeah, well, don't get close to it, and you'll be right. You're not remembering that you're a spell sniper, mate. You can shoot magic from a very long way away. We did that so we wouldn't get eaten.
Look, the only reason we did that is because I slapped your ass halfway across the frickin' field. The two start arguing and bickering together. Very well. Almond and Chadvin. The stories that are being told are quite grotesque. And Chadvin, I'd suggest that you'd see that Almond is trying to retain that that sense of regalness and what would you call it, AJ? Like, how would you consider your current mental state to be for Almond?
I think Almond is not really thinking anything through that deeply. She doesn't. It seems like she has no cares in the world, as she just kind of floats through the forest next to them.
And Chadvin, you can kind of see this, and you're. I mean, like you haven't really traveled with anyone like this. You know, the idea of a bone claw, death, murder, destruction, zombies, and then there is this individual who seems to be almost. It's almost like she may get into trouble from not understanding the world of death, for example. Do you wish to talk to her about anything, or do you wish to broach a conversation?
Yes, Chadvin will go up to her and say, Lady Almond, you seem to be interestingly carefree given the unjust things going around us and the grievous nature of harm coming. May I ask, how do you keep such a disposition? Do you find it helpful in endeavors, or?
Oh, very. I've been in a lot of gruesome situations. That's why I learnt how to heal. And personally, although it is shocking, it's easier to not stress over these things. Otherwise, you're just causing yourself unwanted misery.
Interesting. That is a take to do upon it. And do you find you better execute your actions without such an intensity of fear or concern?
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Take a moment now. What do you?
I think that if you go into any situation positive things will happen.
I see. So it's similar. Those are the thoughts of Comet. You go in seeking justice. And when one seeks to be justice, justice shall be wrought.
Sure.
I find this to be quite noble.
I've never been called noble before.
It is surprising given your quite regal manner.
All right.
All right. We find ourselves now at the entranceway to a small crypt. In the distance to the further to the west from where you currently are, you can actually see what looks to be a towering citadel. Its entire structure made of carved bone and ivory. Stained glass windows kind of broken and shattered over many years. But that's not where you guys are. It's just you can see that in the distance. That is Razorback Hollow, the place where no one should ever really go. This, however, is a small mausoleum, not too far away, within eyeshot of, obviously, the necropolis. You watch as the crumbling tiled stones that once depicted a noble family house, a house of elves, nonetheless, seem to lie here in ruin. You see symbols of the elven kingdom of Salistar, and you can see that there are a number of sovereign elves, once gold-plated elves that have been carved from the very walls here. Now, for those of you who don't know, elves in my world have a caste system built on magic. Those at the very, very tippy-tip top are the sovereign elves, who are gold-skinned, very wealthy, and wield the most powerful magics in Olestria. All the way down to eventually the Ice Elves, who are basically Vikings, who have no magic. They believe themselves to be superior over other creatures that do not wield such powers. As you approach to enter, a word speaks to you. It is glowing in the center of the room, in like kind of the center of one of the doors, and it simply reads, "To enter, you must see."
See
Oh.
what?
Oh, hey, your voice is great. Do you by chance, Miss Lady, do you by chance have perfect pitch?
Yes.
If I were to tell you to sing a C, maybe.
I could do that.
Real quick. At the
Go
door,
on, AJ.
maybe?
I don't know if I can sing a C.
Perfect C. Go on, let's hear it. No, I'm teasing. Make a performance check.
I feel like I could work. It would take me time, but I don't know if I could do it off the bat. Performance check. Okay.
That's not it.
No.
Rolls a 1. That's what.
23. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, nice. All right.
It's very on point for this character.
All right, with a 23, you do hit a perfect C. There is no visible change in your surroundings.
Lame.
You know what? I got an idea. It's probably a stupid one, but we're going to give it a go. And Toblin's going to walk up with his water skin, pull the top off. Like, look, not long ago, spent a lot of time on the ocean, so most of my stores are filtered seawater. Let's see what happens. He splashes.
You spray seawater around?
Yeah.
Again, no visible change.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I will use shape water to increase the amount of the water that's going all over and splashing against it.
All right, water splashes around everywhere. Again, there does not seem to be any noteworthy response. Anyone with an intelligence over 12 may roll it in order to gain a clue for this particular puzzle.
7.
17.
5. Okay, with a 17.
Does it help if I cast Detect Magic?
Well, ironically, with a 17, you figure out likely you need to cast Detect Magic or some similar form of divination magic.
That was literally my next move. I was just going to let everyone else have a turn first.
Excellent. I only rushed this because we got 30 minutes. So
yeah.
All right. So as you cast Detect Magic, you can see it's one of the pathways. The one to the left is illuminated into the mausoleum.
Hey, big fella, with the horns and the red, the nose. Yeah, mate. You know what? You really remind me of someone. We're gonna have to talk about this later. But you got that fairy fire thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cast it down here on the left side.
I will cast the fair fire.
Fairy fire illuminates the same place that is now illuminated.
That's the way. Well, that's where the magic is.
All right.
I will also produce flame in case an extra lighting is needed, and just kind of hold it and wait as I go through.
Very well. Inside, you find yourself in what doesn't look like a mausoleum, but looks more like a lavish ballroom or throne room. It looks as though there are large tapestries, treasures that have been long since looted, little display cabinets and the like. A chandelier hangs broken and torn apart. The crystals that may have once adorned it are now completely gone, leaving just the skeleton behind. At the end of the room, you see a rising dais to a throne up ahead. And there you see, tied up, is a large group of mixed race children, currently struggling against their bonds.
Right out.
Chadvin sees children tied up and just runs. He's an action man.
All right. Action man!
Chavin, remember what happened last time you ran?
No thought, head empty, action justice.
All right. As Chavin rushes over, Chavin makes it to the children. Again, they are bound and gagged, but you begin to, I imagine, untie them and free them from their bonds. They all begin to thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, we thought we were goners for sure.
Yeah, thanks, mister.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna voice 16 children, but just imagine they're all thanking you and surrounding you.
Out. You must leave. Run.
But as most of them start to run, one of them says, "But Isaac, he's still in there."
That's fine. You go outside. We will retrieve him.
Don't we have Isaac?
No.
No.
That was his friend.
Yeah.
Isaac is a tiefling.
That's right. That's right.
All right. You begin to you watch as they rush out.
How long did it take us to get from the front door to the kids?
Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Right. I'm going to look at every single one of those kids with my detect magic.
That just makes me want to turn them into a changeling, but I don't have time for that. I just want you to know that just because you did that, I would have put a monster encounter in like that. I don't have time. All right. They run out the door, and no, none of them are magical in any nature. The elves, obviously, some of them register as having a little bit of magic, but that's about it. None of the ice elves do, though. Yeah. All right. In front of you again is the rising Dias that leads inwards. That's where the child told you Isaac is. There are other places to explore, but for the sake of brevity, unless you wish to do something else, you begin to make your way through the doors.
I'm going to put the child down that I've got and I'm going to tell him to go guard the other children.
He says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, look, you're the only one with a big old javelin, right? You got to protect him.
Javelin. Okay.
You got to protect him. You got this. I believe in you. Tiny high five.
Okay, tiny high five. All right. Little kid then rushes off and goes to protect the others. Now, as you enter the grand room, on the table, you can see a large stone sacrificial altar where a blue tiefling that is wearing a crop top shirt is lying down unconscious with a large dagger floating in the air, almost as if magically, suspended just above his chest. Toblin, as the only person with detect magic currently, you're the only one who sees the bone claw.
Oh, shit.
A large skeletal beast. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share the image, which hopefully the tech guys will be able to look at temporarily. There we go. Is that? I hope that's showing. Otherwise, I may have ruined my poor tech's brain. There we go. All right, sweet. So there it is. The creature is, again, a large, emaciated human with immensely long claws. The name Bone Claw is not for show, and it is holding the dagger above Isaac.
Right. Does anyone know how to heat metal? Real quick.
He's got the fire still in his hand.
Yep.
Just kind of holds it.
All right. Toblin's just going to frantically get other Toblin to hold out a blanket and pour a bag of ball bearings into the blanket.
Stab. You watch as the dagger sinks down into the body of the child as you are pouring ball bearings, and you're like, wait, no.
Well, shit.
As the blood of the child begins to trickle out, you watch as the body, almost as if blood was pouring on it, is washing away the invisibility spell. And you see the creature now standing before you, who goes, "At last, I am complete."
That ain't good. Thought we'd have a little bit longer than that.
Nope.
Well, anyway, you mind heating up these ball bearings for me?
And he's still got the fire. Do I have to produce flame for it to do heating things?
Nah, you can set fire. Yeah, you could set fire to, like, I mean, I imagine you guys have torches. You can set fire to the torches and start heating up the ball bearings.
Yeah. As soon as the ball bearings are hot, Toblin wants to cast Catapult to launch the blanket and ball bearings directly at the bone claw.
All right, we are going to go into initiative before we get to build and construct weapons and launch things, but I am going to give everyone else a chance to do stuff. Now, unfortunately, as you enter is when it is going to sink the blade in. But the question is what do you guys wish to do in response to this? So let's go around, starting with Noi. Noi, what do you do as you see the bone claw? Well, you don't. Well, sorry. Again, you see the knife drop, and then you see the bone claw.
That's bad.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. I think in kind of the panic of seeing this kid getting stabbed by, an invisible, like a floating knife, Noye isn't going to react to this properly. People deal with things differently, and is going to tell a joke.
Okay.
In a weird haphazard attempt to hideous laughter at the general sudden appearing scary monster.
All right. Just check. Okay, we will come back to that. But just check for me to see if it affects the undead. Chadvin?
So blade is already in. Like nothing we can do.
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. How far away is this creature?
It is 20 foot away.
Okay, but we can't do like spell. Can we do spells or anything like that? Or
Sure. Yeah. Well, like this is kind of like the reaction round. Like, oh my god, this has happened.
Okay, cool. I am going to cast Bless.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tap. I'll tap my fellow Magrundan, my fellow Bahamian. I will tap Almond. There's already 2 Toblins, so I will tap Noi.
Done. Almond, yourself, what's your response?
To bless, I think Almond just does like a cute little curtsy.
All right, very well. Bless begins to radiate from you. And lastly, McGrungan.
In reaction to this, McGrundan is going to, as Chadvin's bless and the blessing of Bahamut reaches him, he just holds his hands out and looks around as spiritual energy releases from his fingertips, and he says, "All right, mates, let's rally around." And you watch as the spirits of several dead ice elves begin to rise up from the ice and surround McGrundan as he casts Spirit Shroud in the form of his ice elf compatriots, I guess.
Nice. Beautifully done.
His ice elf mates, I guess, would be the proper way.
All right. Now, because we've only got one round here, I'm going to call out the initiatives. All right. Yes. No,
Can I swap?
You can swap. All right. What do you got?
As the reaction,
I'll take a hero point for it, though.
Okay, that's fine. I think I have 3. Noi's going to major image an image of the necromancer that we killed into the room with his hands up and just a big, "Hey, stop!"
Okay. Very well. You have enraged the Bone Claw. All right. As mentioned, that guy was keeping the Bone Claw in check all these years. He hates that dude.
I was kind of hoping maybe he'd just listen.
He is. He's about to listen to the screams of agony as he plunges his claws into his face. All right.
Does the kid look dead, by the way?
No, he does not. The kid is breathing. The kid is fine. The knife hasn't been pulled out. and the blood that seems to be pouring out doesn't seem to stop. As you guys were told by Zachery in a very rough kind of way, that child is now the phylactery of the lich, so you believe. Now, the bone claw, as he plunges the knife in and now has a physical form, he says, now, the final part. He reaches down and picks up the child and goes to put him in a sarcophagus. All right, we have one round of combat, and your goal, he can't go into the sarcophagus or the ritual will be complete. Zach, we start with you. What do you do?
How big is the sarcophagus?
It's about the size of a full-grown adult coffin with maybe about a 2-foot wiggle room on either side.
Okay. I am going to...
I feel like I erred when I let the druid go first on this one.
I'm going to dash over to the sarcophagus.
Okay, yep.
Jump in. And then take the form of a... What do I want to do? We are going to go with the giant constrictor snake.
All right. The sarcophagus now has this huge constrictor snake that's just sort of kind of obstructing. The bone claw is angry. Just like... But that was a very big brain move. Well done. Chadvin, it is your turn.
Is that the only sarcophagus here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Don't have to worry about another. Chadvin is going to charge at this bone claw.
All right, charge of the bone claw. Make your attack.
Oh,
sorry. Yes, Zach?
I didn't get the chance to do this before, and this is something that I would have done.
Yeah, go on.
And if I can spend a hero point to retroactively cast Enhance ability at 3rd level. And so you're rolling with strength, Chadvin.
Mm-hmm.
And McGritton, what are you rolling with?
Primarily strength.
Both because level 3 means I can cast it on 2, so bull strength to both of them.
Nice, bull strength. So you get advantage on all strength-based rolls.
This is going to be good.
Very nice, very nice. All right. So Chadvin, you get advantage on your attack. Make your attack.
Yes. My attack, and that is a 4, which isn't great, but the other one's a nat 20.
Ooh, very nice. Nat 20 explodes onto this dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am going to imbue that with both a divine smite as well as a smoldering smite. So it's going to take that. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So first it's going to take just from my sword. It's going to take 18 just from the sword itself. Then from the first smite, which is the searing smite, so fire damage at 2nd level, it is going to take... All
right, while we're calculating damage, Noi, we'll go to you.
Okay. And I do how far is Noi away from?
About 10 to 15 feet away.
Okay, close enough. Yes. Okay. Going to what is the word? Unsettling words. Going to cast unsettling words at it, basically just kind of in a very low, just you're gonna regret that.
I'm gonna also add in a double effect, so that'll have twice the normal effect, because you're going to be casting it out of the mouth of the necromancer you have summoned, which is double going to annoy it and kind of sink into it.
Okay.
All right. Chadvin, do we have the damage?
Yes. So it is going to take 18 regular damage as the sword sort of slices into its form, plus the 14, which will be 32 in total with fire. And then I have a question. Because it is undead, does the radiant damage double itself?
It does not.
Does not. Okay. So then that is going to be just another plus 14. So that will be 46 points of damage in total.
Beautiful. All right. Noi, your unsettling words.
Yes. So that one. So that is. Oh, that. Okay. So that is a bonus action. That is going to. So you said it would twice.
Yeah. So all the numerical values will double.
Dice.
And then Toblin, you're up on deck.
In that case, 9. Creature must subtract the number rolled from their next saving throw it makes before the start of my next turn. So whenever it makes a saving throw for anything, subtract 9.
All right, fantastic.
And then as action, going to do shatter. Just big old bang on the drum.
All right, as you hit the drum, this huge shockwave erupts outwards and resonates through the body of the bone claw. It will land automatically as a critical hit. Deal your damage. Chadvin, as you've sunk in your blade and you've smited it, white light begins to pour out of its eyes and various other openings within its flesh. As you pull the blade backwards, you have a second strike.
Yes. So Chadvin will twist and turn around and launch it again. I will use one of the lovely nat 20 gifted to me.
Nice.
To give that another chat. So that is going to be... That will be 38 points of damage out of smite.
All right. Done. All right. And Noi, if you wanted to as well, when I said to double the damage, you can also use your nat 20 to have that crit as well. On top of that, if you want. All right, so the second attack swings in and just, again, does a massive cleaving attack to this creature's back, which explodes with radiant damage. It actually drops the child. It is unable to hold on to him. And how much did the shatter do?
28.
All right. The creature then just starts to crack. You hear bones breaking as in tandem with the drum beat as it kneels down on the ground, both massive clawed hands used to support itself. Toblin, you're up.
Okay, so Toblin is just going to look at this thing, and as he does, the winds whip around him, and I'm going to use my tempestuous magic to lift me into the air and 10 feet towards it as my bonus action. And as my action during so, Toblin's just going to whip a hand across and cast Catapult on the knife. And throw the knife across the room.
All right, very well. The knife flies across the room as the Toblins take up a tempest of fire.
And I think that's all my actions.
All right. Very well. Without the dagger, that's definitely put a hinder on things. The bone claw then gets its turn. As it sort of rises to step up, it looks enraged at the group. More specifically at the more recent addition of Toblin removing the dagger. It tries to interpose itself between you and the creature, and will indeed disappear for a brief moment. As it disappears, Toblin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Toblin, you got up. No, you did. How far am I from Toblin?
You're 5 foot away. Yeah, you can. He'll get the bonus of your aura.
Okay, what's that bonus?
+3.
Okay, that's a 16.
16? All right, you managed to avoid this wave of necrotic energy that emerges from the shadow just above where you are as the creature leans out and pulls itself from the shadow above you. It reaches down and attempts to claw at you, of which I'm going to burn my last nat 20. Toblin.
Mm-hmm.
You are the proud owner of 73 points of damage.
Shit. Toblin is down.
As this huge claw rips into Toblin, Toblin looks at Toblin and says,
I told you I wanted to go home.
And then gets pulled back into the shadows. He disappears from view as one of the Toblins disappears.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Toblin, no!
McGrungan.
All right. I want to do something here.
I loved him like a brother.
I want to do something here.
But he was my dickhead.
I've got 2 hero points I'm sitting on.
Okay.
So here's what I want to do. As this creature appears above Toblin and takes him out, ancestral spirit shroud swirling around me will say, oh, would you take a gander at that? And I take my warhammer, spin it around, and slam it headfirst down on the ground, holding it so the handle is pointing up at the bone claw.
Okay.
As I release all 7 charges from the wand of magic missiles that is embedded in the handle of my warhammer.
Oh, I love that.
I have pre-rolled the 9d4 plus 9 for 30 points of force damage. The Spirit Shroud does an extra d8 of force damage, necrotic, or hold on. It can do 3 things. It can be radiant. There we go. Radiant, necrotic, or cold. So it does an extra 5 radiant on top of that. That's just my action. What I would like to do with my hero points is looking at the fallen Toblin and looking at this child that's been stabbed by this knife. I would like to reach out and cast life transference on the child, transferring some of my life force into the child to try to heal him.
Ooh, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. All right. So, basically,
50,
as you slam. All right. So let's bring this. As you slam the hammer down, and the magic missiles fire, you watch as the ghostly spirits of the ice elf warriors that were enshrouding you follow the energies and start to not just hit the bone claw, but they start to pull at him, like dragging him back left and right. Every time he looks like he's trying to swipe at someone, they punch him in the jaw, and they they're harrying him, surrounding him as they're doing this damage. While he is distracted and unable to react, you begin to transfer your life essence into the small child. As you do so, you see this pure essence of draconic magic flowing into the child. You watch as its tiefling skin starts to adopt these kind of white draconic scales over its body, slightly silvered in color as Bahamut. As you begin to force your energy into it, he begins to cough and splutter and says, "No, no, you will not stop this." And you watch as the bone claw, with its 15-foot reach, actually reaches to try and grab the child again as we go to Almond's turn.
Before the creature can reach or touch the child, Almond's gonna reach out a hand and cast Moonbeam at 2nd level directly at the creature.
All right.
So that's a con save.
Very well. I got nothing left in the tank. This is a natural 1. Which, in my world, I treat saving throws that fail as a natural 1 as a nat 20 on the attack. So that'll actually deal double damage.
Okay, so that is 42 points of damage then. radiant.
All right. As you strike the creature, he yells out, "No, not again. You have not defeated me. I will come back. I will." As his bones begin to turn to dust and the moonlight that shines off Almond runs the whole length of his body, his fingers start to fade and sort of pull backwards, and as it dissolves, there is nothing left, and the shadow that he has come from also is illuminated in bright light. The tomb is quiet, our heroes victorious, and the tiefling child safe. There is no sense of any remnants of the Bone Claw or its influence over the child. A hasty return to the town sees you ushered in as heroes, a large and lavish feast held in your honor, a small shrine erected for the fallen Toblin.
As it ends, the Cruels would have cast Healing Word on Toblin.
Oh, actually, can I use my last hero point to cast a healing spell as well? Because I know I can't cast 2 spells.
As Toblin stands over his own grave with some flowers, he puts them down on him. The other Toblin walks past and says, "Did you really need to do that? I mean, that's sick. You weirdo."
You what? What?
He says, "This is a little bit more than a joke." He hands you a beer.
I saw you die.
Well, you know.
And he just hugs him.
And he watches his back breaks, and he's just like, right. As we round out the scene, we have a quick thank you speech and the like. When all of a sudden things begin to shift and change again, a cold winter's air blows in.
Oh, not really.
And a glorious blue-green light shines from Razorbark Hollow. And that is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you so much to my wonderful players for joining me on this, a wonderful Jasper's Game Day. Thank you to you, the wonderful audience that helped influence today's game, helping keep my players safe. I know those nat 20s and those hero points really got used to pull out some absolutely phenomenal things. Even if we didn't get to use all of them, I'm going to ask, with the blessings of my players, to pass it on to the next game to obviously ensure that your goodwill and that your good spirit gets to go through. Quick shout out. We're going to give everyone a chance to tell us where we can find them. But again, before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Ardent Roleplay for hosting the event, for their wonderful front of house team who has helped us out, as well as all of the organizers. You guys have done an absolutely killer job, and I cannot wait for the next big event, which is coming up in just a minute. But before that, guys, tell us who you are, where we can find you, what you're doing, starting with this guy. That guy.
Is that me?
That's you.
I guess me. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm Shaun. Sunday, Brainbeast Studios, pretty much everywhere. I run the Australian Tabletop Creatives Discord, so if you make any kind of tabletop content in Australia for RPGs, hit me up. I'll give you a link. And I'm working on a One-Shots 101 guide to writing your first D&D one-shot at the moment for a presentation I'm doing next month. And I've got a horror comic set here in Brisbane coming out in the next 3 weeks called The High Cost of Living, which you will be able to find on Webtoons once I set up my account.
All right, next on our list is none other than the indomitable. It's been that day. The wonderful and indomitable MTD Jake.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say a huge thank you to Ardent Roleplay, to Dag, to Saz, everybody that has organized this. As I said at the beginning, I created Jasper's Game Week in 2019 with Fenway and some other people. Never imagined that it would turn into a global phenomenon that it has become. And it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with this amazing community around the world, around RPGs, and rallying to the cause that Fenway and Jasper's Game Day does. The ultimate reason that we do this is for the raising the money to benefit suicide prevention, research, education, and the like. So it has absolutely been an honor to play with all of you. This has been an amazing group to play with. And just to be able to be a part of this year in this way. I run the channel Mini Terrain Domain. We stream a couple of D&D games on Monday nights, US 8 p.m. Eastern, Scribes and Scrolls, The Candlekeep Mysteries. Thursdays is our long-running, almost 4 years, Dawnbringers, Season 6, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And starting very soon, mini painting and crafting is coming back to the channel. And I do have a Calendar of Harptos adventure journal, a full calendar of the Forgotten Realms that is also an adventure journal on the DM's Guild that's available for $5 if you want to check that out.
Wonderful, and please do go and check those out. Also, MTD Jake's Twitch channel is full of just amazing roleplay examples and stuff like that, so definitely go check out their channel. Speaking of channels to check out, guys, AJ Winters from Winter's Tales. Woo!
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. This has been awesome. My name is AJ Winters. I am a content creator and dungeon master here in Australia. I run Winter's Tales, and I do world building streams and videos weekly that are leading up to a tabletop RPG campaign that's launching end of July, in which it will be set in said world that I've been building for the last year, which I'm really excited for. You can go find me there or at any social media at Winter's Tales Co. And also, I will be DMing the final game of Jasper's Game Week on Friday. So if you want to see me DM, then come hang out on Friday for the last game. It's going to be chaos.
Awesome. Next up, of course, from Critical K, none other than K themselves. Thank you so much for joining us, and tell us where we can find you.
Thank you so much for having me. So as mentioned, at Critical K with 2 Ks on the Bird app is where you can find me and my misadventures. You can catch me tomorrow, Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time for Sin City by Night, a Vampires Chronicle set in Las Vegas, where I play Stellan Anjvin Yodwin Toreador Blood Sommelier. You can also catch me, not this coming Saturday, but again on the 4th, 11 PET, for Cult Divinity Lost on Vorpal Tales. And on Mondays, similarly placed Vorpal Tales, 11 p.m. You can catch me for Delta Green.
Fantastic. Next up, of course, thank you so much to none other than Wabba Jack Wagon themselves. I don't know if you've got anything, Wabba, but is there anything you'd like to pitch or plug? I mean, feel free.
I'm just here to pitch and plug everyone else.
Hey,
you can find me in random Twitch channels.
All right, let's ask you this, right? Okay, so who is your favorite streamer to plug? I mean, just saying.
Oh, I mean, you, of course, Stag.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God. Oh, it's such an honor. Oh, it's just, yeah.
I don't know. This Stag person was really amazing, and maybe you should put them in games if they'd like to. They did a great job.
That's true. Thank you so much. Yes, no, it's an absolute pleasure, Wabber, and honestly, it was an honor to get to run a game for you. I know that Rob's also super keen as well, so I will definitely be tuning in for your misadventures on his table. And do feel free to compare us, like seriously, like. And if you want to just tell him that I'm better, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And last but absolutely not least, Zach playing Zach from Zach. Dude, that was amazing.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Zachery Now, he, him. I can be found on various social media as at Zach Rules. If I am not there and it's Zach Ruiz, try at Zach Rules Dice, or I'm just not using that platform. I also have a website, zachrules.com, which has links to all of my streams and all the writing I've done. I am a TTRPG community content and feature freelance writer, and I might have something coming out on DM's Guild within the next week or so. Look for Pechiari Hollow.
Amazing. All right. And last but not least, My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. You can find me on the Twitch space at twitch.tv/DeadAussieGamer. I am also that guy that you sit there and you go, that guy from D&D, I recognize him from somewhere, and you have to IMDb him. That's me. So go Google me. You'll find me everywhere, from the actual Dungeons & Dragons official Twitch channel to How to Be a Great GM. I've done stuff with World Anvils, Team Phoenix. I'm everywhere. Just look around. You'll see me in places. As for what I'm doing next, I am going to be on Saturday on Phoenixy Wacky's channel for another charity, No Hungry Kids, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be performing alongside such amazing talents as Quincy's Tavern and Cucumber and Brian from Perception Studios, who, for those of you who don't know, are Felted Friends, a group of very, very inanimate objects who are definitely going to be having a wonderful time over on that channel. Then on Sunday, I will be on Quincy's Tavern as Aki, my fire dancer. So yeah, come check me out on those things as well. Another quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much to HeroForge. No, not HeroForge. Yeah, well, HeroForge actually have built the tokens that you can see on screen during the map stuff on HeroForge. Fantasy Grounds for the VTT that we've used, and Sirenscape for the wonderful sounds that you've heard. Thank you to Ardent Roleplay yet again, because they have run an amazing Jasper's Game Day. $4,000, guys. That's incredible. We are $1,000 away from our donation goal here. And as we pass over into our next game, let's see if we can kick that goal. Let's see if we can figure out what exactly they're going to be doing next. Until we meet again, I don't know what the sign out is for here, but on my channel, we like to say, until we meet again, as always, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone.
Bye.